Welcome to episode 4 of the Nerdy Lemons podcast, where we talk gaming, music, and culture. Hosting this episode is me, RJ the Human, and alongside me I have Game Droid Prime, Hey Atari, and Gallop. And for this podcast, we talked about quite a few topics, but just a heads up, there is some technical difficulty in the beginning of this episode, so I have included a timestamp that will be marked something like audio is fixed if you're not a fan of that, so you can skip forward. But as always, thank you so much for your support, and we hope you'll stick around.
First topic for today, we are going to be talking Battlefield 6.
Woo!
Yeah, a pretty let's get into the deets. Okay, so Battlefield 6, when it dropped in two betas. I believe August 18th weekend, a couple of weekends. And the reception around it has been pretty positive. There have been people saying that like the maps feel a little small, but most people loved like the gameplay. And it seems like what EA was going for was kind of like this, I'm gonna say boots on the ground because the song is in my head, but this like really immersive experience with a first person shooter. And it seems like a lot of people liked it. So I was going to start with you, GDP. I know you recently played it. Any thoughts on the Battlefield 6 release?
Well, as a non-shooter gamer, I had a lot of fun. All right, it felt like a return to form to me. Okay, I just played a couple games with Gallup. We had an amazing time. All right, of course, there's some netcode issues here and there, but that's expected from a beta. All right, but no, overall, the game was fantastic. Okay, like that's shoot. Not much more I can really say about that other than just we just had an amazing and great time.
Yeah.
I have something to say.
Go ahead, brother. Go ahead. Oh, it's all yours, bro.
Just to piggyback off of what GDP said, I agree. It was definitely a return to form. I'm like a Battlefield stan. Battlefield is like the other game that I play. I was really disappointed with Battlefield 2042. Obviously, I think the whole world was really disappointed with it, but all the Battlefields before that I loved, and this one felt like they combined the two best Battlefields into one. And usually people don't like things that feel remade or recycled, but this felt like they took Battlefield Bad Company 2 and Battlefield 3 and 4 and combined it and took all the best parts of those games and gave us something really tight and like really refined. And I will say this, that as with Battlefield games, they are best played with friends, with a group. And that really, I'm so glad that me and GDP were able to play a few games together, because I felt like I really got like the most immersive experience of like what Battlefield is trying to be. You get like the like proximity chat, right? Like when he's super far away, it sounds like he's on the radio. When he's close, it sounds like he's right behind you, right? And I don't know, like the graphics were amazing. I will say this, I was very worried at first, that first weekend it came out, about performance issues. The reason why I say that is, like I have a pretty beefy computer. I'm running like a 3090 Ti, right? And my computer was having issues. I was trying to stream at the same time, and I was having major issues. It was basically saying that my graphics card was running at 100%, and there was no reason why that should have happened. So I wasn't able to like stream at the same time as playing the game. And so I was like, oh no, like this is going to be a wash. Like I'm not going to be able to stream this game. I'm just going to be able to play it, right? And then the following weekend they fixed it. And so it was, and so I was just like, it's really cool to see the way that EA is reinvesting into like Battlefield Labs and really making sure that like the quality assurance is there and that they're able to like catch things in real time and really utilize the reason why a beta is there to see what people are saying. And so also they brought back Rush, which is like just a smaller version of Breakthrough, which I really enjoyed. So yeah, I'm super excited to keep playing Battlefield 6, and yeah, I'm super excited for the release. And yeah, like GDP said, it feels like a return to form. So
Yeah. Because when I tried it out, initially I started comparing it to Apex like right off the back. I was like, how's it gonna be? I love a good fast-paced game. And I was concerned that Battlefield was not going to be that. And I was really surprised. Like when it loaded up, I had some issues, but like you said, GDP, like that's expected. It is a beta. But once I got into the gameplay, again, like how you mentioned, having a teammate with me, shouts out to Ultra. We ran quite a few games, and the prox chat, like even when he would get a little bit far from me, and I'd be like, Ultra, I'm dying over here. Like he sounded further. Like I think it was really cool that I could still hear him, but it was almost like a whisper. And one of the things that I really look for when it comes to like gaming is how immersive the game experience is. And I just like, I felt like Battlefield was really immersive. I will say, as somebody who didn't play Battlefield before this, I feel like the entry to get into how the game goes, like it took me a few games. It took me a few games to get used to. And I spent half the time in the lobby, but something about it was really refreshing. Only because like it just like it felt like I was there. Almost in a kind of like scary way, but it felt like I was there. So overall, I'd say it was really, really good. But my question following that is, do you feel like it's going to be worth the $70 price tag that it's touting? Um, any opinions? Yeah, GDP.
As stated before, I'm not a shooter gamer, so for me personally, no. But I will be catching that on sale, 100%. But as for those who do like playing shooter games, actually want to be in an immersive environment, play with your teammates, stuff like that, 100% yes. Oh, Call of Duty could never. That's all I'm gonna say.
Yeah. Yeah, let me
I
hear you.
I say yes. I say yes. I don't spend a lot of money on games. Um, this is one of those games where I'm dropping the cash again. Like I said, I played Battlefield, and I actually wanted to ask you, RJ, as somebody who also plays shooters,
Yeah.
um, what did you like in terms of the learning curve and difficulty? What did you think in terms of like trying to like the movement, like the mechanics of Battlefield versus like Apex? Like how hard was it for you to make sure that you were able to like aim, make sure you were able to like learn all the mechanics, and how did that transfer over for you as you were playing Battlefield?
Yeah.
That's a good
Yeah.
question.
I was like, oh, snap. um, but I would say it was relatively easy. The only part that I felt like was a little bit difficult is like the visuals,
Mm.
because Apex is more like cartoony style. It's just like, it once you get used to it, you get used to it. But because Battlefield was like so realistic, I just like I could feel my heart pumping every time somebody like threw a grenade my way. I was like, holy, like really like actually freaking out. And I was like, okay, you have to calm down. It's just a game. But it speaks to the work that they did because I mean, for Steam, the player count was 520,000, which is a franchise record for Battlefield. And to me, that makes sense. It makes sense because I just like I will say I've never played anything like it. And though I do main Apex, I love the mechanics. I love, the fact that it feels like a game, but it's really, really fast paced, really good. Something about Battlefield makes me, if I have an extra spare $70, I would buy it. I really would. Because for that to be my first experience with it, and it just sat on me. And I thought about it for like the week after. I was like, yo, this game is like good. Would I play it more than Apex? Probably not. Probably not. But overall, I just like it was like even for being a Veda, I would make it like 9 out of 10.
Wow.
Yeah, because I do feel like the maps
Agreed.
were a little bit
Agreed.
small, but the chaos, the fast pace, and the realism alone, 9 out of 10. So
Yeah.
yeah,
Okay. Yeah.
yeah,
Because the reason I wanted to ask that is because I've always kind of had this theory or this rule about certain shooters relating to Battlefield games is, especially during the pandemic, I'll say that if you want to get good at, like, if you want to have a really good round in Call of Duty or any other shooter, spend 2 hours playing Battlefield right before, because to be able to aim and hit your shots in Battlefield is extremely difficult, especially if you run sniper. Like, I run sniper class. If you run sniper class, it's really hard because Battlefield really does go for like the realism aspect of things. So like the way that they have, like the way that like their bullet drop works, the way that like their recoil works, like it's all very precise. And again, like to be able to see targets is really hard in Battlefield because they're just going for realism. Yeah, they're just going for realism. They're not trying to make things like super visible for you, right? So what I would used to do is I used to play Battlefield for like a good 2 hours because of how difficult it is, and then I would hop into Call of Duty and I would just like wreck everybody. You know what I mean? So that's why I asked, like, in terms of Apex, like how do you think it compares? But
yeah, that's an interesting take.
I was gonna say, I will say Apex is harder than Battlefield though.
That was gonna be exactly what I was gonna say.
Oh yeah, no,
I
Apex
feel
is
like
harder than Battlefield.
my aim on Battlefield was slightly better because I play Apex. Like, but my only comparison is really with Apex and COD. Like, I feel like when I went back to COD after playing Apex,
it's easy breeze.
Yeah. And I feel like just, and probably the amount of reps that I've done with Apex, I felt like Battlefield, like specifically for the aim, it wasn't too complicated to get used to.
Okay.
But I do agree with you though. I feel like it would be really good for the reps, because especially like jumping right back into the action and just like kind of just getting out there. Yeah. I think like the amount of times that you're gonna do that is yeah, definitely beneficial if you're playing FPS games. Yeah.
9 out of 10.
Oh,
I like it.
Dusty Junk wants to know about your experience at Target on Battlefield 6 and how it compares to the previous ones.
Well, let me just say that is not my area of expertise. I am, as much as I'd love to be a pew pew shooter, I am not a pew pew shooter. I like it when it's third person. I love a third person shooter, but I get the motion sickness, so I can't be one of y'all. I can just live through you. I will say though, a long time ago, Battlefield, we're on Battlefield 6, so Battlefield 4 was obviously a thing, right? That existed?
Yes.
I definitely played that. Okay, I definitely played that with my friend. I really had a good time driving the tank.
Oh my god.
That's all my experience.
Ooh. Listen, you need a good tank. You need a good tank for sure.
Yeah. That's all my experience on Battlefield.
GDP, looks like you had something.
She just reminded me of like everything in my experience, getting being in the tank. I was the gunner for quite a bit. And then being an engineer, getting to heal the tank was really dope. So yeah, having those extra features in there was actually really, really sick. And another thing that I love entirely dearly is that they added a freaking parkour roll.
Right.
So you don't break your ankles. Not like that on accident. So yeah, W for that. The only thing that I will have a complaint about is the shotgun. Nerf the shotgun, please. Nerf the shotgun, please. Well, why am I getting shot from 300 meters from a shotgun and I'm tagging him like at least 4 times? He hits me once. What's going on?
This was a problem in Battlefield 4. The shotgun was so OP that you could just run. Like, I'm speaking from experience. I ran the shotgun in Battlefield 4. I would literally just run around and just boom, 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 right? And it seems like they pulled a lot of their inspiration from Battlefield 4 because it worked and it was good and it was a great game. But it may be a little too much because the shotgun in Battlefield 6 is super OP. Nasty. And it's a secondary.
I got popped in the skull with that thing a few times. But to your point, Atari, the tanks in this recent release, really fun.
So fun.
Yeah.
Really fun. There was a couple
Yes,
times,
yes.
me and Ultra, we were just like driving it. Oh my god, there were a couple times we were driving around in the tanks. Also, the little what are they called? The little small vehicles.
Yeah.
Oh,
They
I
need to
don't know
buff
what
them a
they're
little
called.
bit
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
because we would take one shot and that's it. We're done for.
Oh.
But other
Mhm.
than that, like the tank was really cool. I will say that some people probably need to learn how to utilize tanks in combat
Mhm.
because I don't understand. We should be pushing forward.
Yeah.
We should be
Right.
pushing
Mhm.
forward. That's just a
Mhm.
small little blurb, but
Mhm.
Yeah.
I would love if the Battlefield community could really study how to use the tanks
Yeah.
Mhm.
Agreed.
properly once
And
the
and
game
another thing.
drops.
Right. You got a
Right.
tank. Act like that.
You
Yeah.
know?
Mhm.
Go ahead, GDP. What were you gonna say?
Oh shoot! I was going to say something that was very satisfying was taking out the tank with the RPG. That is satisfying as all get. I mean, the shots felt satisfying. Sniper shot, boom, that felt good. A regular shot, boom, that felt good. But ain't nothing going to top the RPG shot, especially on a
Yeah.
tank.
Say about Battlefield 6, but the thing that people do not realize is that to have a tank, you need to have two engineers. You have to have two engineers because, like you said, GDP, if you're a tank and you're pushing, you're gonna get lit up, and so you need two engineers to just constantly be repairing. Because if you don't, then yeah, you're either gonna sit back, retreat, and find the closest engineer, or you're gonna blow up. So,
Yeah.
but yeah, which is why I run
Man.
sniper.
Mhm.
Battlefield strats, guys.
Yeah.
I just lock in for the
Yeah.
drop.
Yeah.
But
Highly
that's gonna
recommend
move
it
us
over Call of
on
Duty.
Oh, easy.
over.
Oh, easy.
That's
Easily.
interesting
Easily.
because we're gonna be
Easy.
talking about that a
Interesting.
little bit later.
Campaign wise, no. Campaign wise, no. But multiplayer, Battlefield's been
Mhm.
goaded for a while.
Mhm.
Yeah,
Except for
because I think they even mentioned I couldn't figure out if it was not gonna have a campaign when it dropped. But I saw some talk that there wasn't gonna be a campaign co-op.
yeah, they didn't do
Which
it
I
for the
thought.
last one. They didn't do it for the last one either.
Mm.
Yeah.
I
But
wonder what their reason is for doing stuff like that because I think multiplayer's in this
More
really good
sales.
space. Yeah. It's multiplayer's in this really
More
good
sales.
space where everybody wants a multiplayer, people want to play with their friends, things like that. But story modes are part of the price tag as far as I'm concerned. Like if I'm going to pay $70, I want both. I want
you're
multiplayer and I want a
you're
story.
not wrong. You're not wrong at all because listen, Halo's free. Halo Infinite is free because there was no campaign. You can buy the campaign. There's a price on the story. There's no price on the multiplayer. So Battlefield kind of coming in and being like, there's a price on the multiplayer. There is no story. Is a little like, but that's EA for you, man. They
Yeah.
trying to squeeze out as much cash as they can.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Yeah. Well, I thought Battlefield 6 was having a story. I thought that was coming with the story.
Okay. Because I couldn't really figure it out. And I said, if they dropped us no story in the
No, I
middle of
remember they did that
October.
with Battlefield
it's starting.
4. They did that with Battlefield 4, but I think with this one they do have a story coming with it. If I'm not
Okay.
mistaken.
That'll be good. All right. So that'll take us to our next topic, which is Sims 5 not being anywhere near development. Recently, President Laura Miele said that creating a new game would force all of the people who have invested in Sims 4 thus far to lose all of their DLCs, all of their packs. And it's kind of come with like a mixed reaction from the community. Some people said, I think that's good. I love all my packs. I'm good to go. I'm good staying with Sims 4. But some people feel like this is just a way for them to cash grab and continue to expand on the packs that they already have while also milking the Sims 4 community. So Atari, I'll let you take this one away. Do you have any thoughts?
Yeah, I have a few thoughts. I think that it's just silly and it's an obvious. We were just saying like cash grab from like EA. Well, entertainment's doing the same thing. They're gonna not work on The Sims 5 so they can keep like making these DLCs for The Sims. I feel like it's already super, super. I'm I'm going to use the word scummy. It's scummy because all these DLCs that they're releasing for The Sims is the amount that they have is worth over $2,000. That's how much DLC they've put out into the community, and people are eating up every single expansion pack, and that's why they keep doing it, because people keep buying it. There are still like loads of creators and streamers who partner with like The Sims 4 and they play it and everything. They have like their input and stuff. They work with these games really closely and they're getting like thousands and thousands of views. So it's still wildly popular. Um, and they're still making loads of money. So I don't see why they would make a Sims 5. Like, why would they want better when everyone's still settling for mid? You know, and then there's no competition. We had this like Inzoi that kind of like had a little whatever they had, and that kind of flopped. Everybody was like, oh, this is going to be amazing, this is going to be a great competitor with The Sims, let's see how Sims replies. That flopped hard. It was terrible. And so I think that The Sims was like, oh, I think we're still safe, so we can announce that there's not going to be a Sims 5. They have like Paralives, which is coming up, which could be a potential competitor with The Sims. But I think the way the community is so strong, and they like The Sims will tweet and will be like, we have a pair of shorts as a DLC. It's going to be $39.99, and everybody will buy it. They'll be like, oh my God,
Sure.
what color? It comes in 2 colors. Sign me up. Like,
2K games, NFL
honestly.
sports games.
Talk about it.
Honestly. And so like not even that, but they're also planning on capitalizing even more. They're working with Amazon and Margot Robbie's studio to make a Sims movie. So there's no way that they're planning on releasing Sims 5 anytime soon, if ever. Because they have the community in the pocket.
Yeah. I think one of my largest questions when I finally heard that statement, because I had been wondering, I mean, it's been a decade, like over a decade since a new Sims game has come out. And they have like, I think it's like over like 80 expansion packs or something like that. And for me, the two main questions I have is GTA 6 affecting this in any way? And 2, is this the end of The Sims? Because I think once you start getting to this point where you're just not making anything new, I feel like it kind of gives them space to be like, you know what, actually we're done. We're going to leave it how it is. And we'll just call it and come up with something else. I think those were my main concerns when it comes to, you know, not wanting to do a Sims 5. Because that's a really long time to not drop a new game and to say that you have no plans on doing so, nothing is in the works. It's pretty crazy.
Yeah. I think that the thing that they were saying is this is a direct quote. What we're doing is upgrading and refreshing all this technology, and we'll be adding modes of play, but we are also going to be creating and updating the base technology and the base user experience on the core game. And I think they're planning on adding like real-time like multiplayer mode. But like that doesn't equal a whole game. That doesn't mean, you know, they're just saying maybe we'll update a little graphics for you guys. We'll give you a little something.
You're welcome.
You know, keep giving us money. It's ridiculous.
Yeah, it's one of those things where I feel like there's only but so much that you can do once you've done it. Because I do feel like GTA and The Sims, they have this sort of inspiration that comes from the same place. Where do you go next? And I think that that's probably, you know, like how you said, when Inzoi dropped and didn't really do anything, well, that was next and nobody cared. So
facts. Yeah.
Yeah.
What are we going to do? And I think they kind of just was like, you know what? Leave it alone. Keep, like how you said, breaking in the pockets and we'll be good.
Yes. And I feel like it's different from GTA because what GTA 5 came out 2015, so it's almost been like 10 years. But the difference is they have a story. So, you know, GTA 6, the story is going to be in like completely different. You'll have new characters, new location,
New city.
new city, new map. You can go into more places. Like they'll have better updates. It's been 10 years, and people still do the RP on GTA. They still like the community is strong, and if they can transfer that part over as well into GTA 6, it's gonna be going on, like we even have the meme, like we've gotten this before we get GTA 6. Everyone's talking about GTA 6 every day. Like we're waiting, and we can wait for perfection. I know they keep like pushing it back, but if that's what it takes to get perfection, just like Shrek 5, I'm waiting on that. They keep pushing it back. I'm so happy. Make it perfect. Do what you have to do. But I think it's different because like GTA has a story, whereas Sims is kind of like, the community is making their own stories. So
Yeah. And Rome said, if they're not speaking in the Sims language, I don't want it.
Oh yeah.
I can't even imagine that they would drop a Sims that is not in Simlish.
With actual English. Yeah.
I think people would return it like same day and just not even consider playing it anymore.
Immediately.
I hope not.
Honestly.
Okay. So that'll take us to our next topic, which is Roblox banning popular YouTuber Schlep. So if you guys don't know, Schlep is a popular predator hunter on the Roblox platform. He created a character and he, for lack of better word, tricks, child predators into, exposing themselves as a child predator. Now, the platform cited that it violated community guidelines, including staging interactions and sharing user information, which has led to a lot of fans and creators hashtagging Free Schlep because he's doing the work that Roblox has not been doing.
Yeah.
So, GDP, I know you were the main one to respond on this one. And you put your glasses on for this. So I know this is going to be good. Guys, everybody get ready. This is going to be good. All right.
I'm here.
Take it away.
Okay, you ready?
Yeah.
All right, check this out. You have a modern day online Chris Hansen out there doing the work that you should be paying people to do. All right. Now look, I don't have kids. I don't play about them either. All right. And one thing that needs to be an absolute is the safety and privacy of children. All right.
Absolutely.
And not only are you not really doing anything about it, you're stopping the positive force that was helping you get rid of that problem.
Yep.
And it was for free. Can we talk about that real quick? It was for free. Roblox, what is do you not understand what that do you not understand how many parents are so livid? How many people are so livid? This really will damage Roblox's reputation. All right? You're basically telling the world, hey, look, yeah, we got predators, but yeah, we don't care. Okay? We just hit, like the kids spending money, like kids spending their parents' money and everything like that. So who cares what they do, Oh, okay, sure. Let's tell you what. Let's get your kids on the game. Let's have them deal with the predator. Let's have them get kidnapped. Let's see how you feel after that.
Yeah. It's one way or the other.
Literally. Listen, you have kids on your platform. Do better. That's all I gotta say. Let me hush.
This is it. I have something to say.
Go for it.
I will say that the predicament is that if they allow Schlep to keep on making the content specifically about finding predators on Roblox, then Roblox's reputation is then the game with predators, right? So it's a lose-lose situation for Roblox altogether. Let's keep it a buck. Roblox should have made sure that there would be no predators on their game. They should have done everything that they should have led with what Schlep was doing by just sniffing these people out and keeping them from getting on this game. But now And again, I get why they're mad at Schlep, but because Schlep is basically like exposing the fact that there are predators on your game, brother.
As he should.
Yeah, exactly. And so, so Roblox is basically like, okay, like, do we continue to let this happen? Like, do we continue for our game's popularity to be based on the fact that this guy hunts predators on our game? Or do we shut down the guy who's doing, again, God's work in hunting down predators of our game?
I think it's tough. I think I definitely hear that, and it makes sense from a
Shut
business
the game down.
perspective. You know, if you got
Shut the
to,
game down. Yeah.
until you build
Shut
something
it.
Right.
appropriate. But I think for a company that is so huge, I understand the initial intent to want to be like, I don't want our name associated with predators. That's something that people they've already figured that out.
Figured
Which
it
is
out.
why they have, like, for one, they have all of these permissions and protections to try to keep that kind of stuff from happening. But I think what they really needed, rather than to do this, was to set up a division so that he wouldn't even have to associate Roblox and child predators. I
Period.
think one of the
Exactly.
things that I was really
Exactly.
wondering was, is it appropriate? Because I think it's kind of like the Spider-Man situation, right? Or like the hero situation. Do you let them be vigilantes in the city and negate what the cops are doing, and people say, oh, wow, congrats to Spider-Man, congrats to Superman? Or do you get rid of Spider-Man, get rid of Superman, and tell them, hey, let the cops do what they're doing?
Give
And
them a
I think
job.
what they
I
did was they got rid
Give
of
them the fucking
Spider-Man and
job.
said,
Give them the fucking job.
Atari has
good
something to say.
job, you know?
Atari has something to
Yeah,
say.
Atari.
Thank you. Yeah, I think that that's where they become Commissioner Gordon, you know, and they're like, let me work with you. Here's a walkie-talkie. You're doing good work. Like, everybody already knows it's the internet. It's an open forum kind of gaming situation. There are going to be malicious, terrible, evil people on there. We see this guy doing good work, you know, and to help our, I know it shouldn't be about the image. It should be about the children, keeping them safe, but it's a
Mhm.
business. Let's be real. Like, to promote our image, we say we're working with like Schlep and these other like people who are doing good for our server to like get these bad people out of here. Like, do our best to, like, you know, suss them out. And that's what they should have done instead of just banning him. That's a weird move.
Weird. It's
That's
weird.
weird.
Exactly.
It's weird.
Yeah.
Exactly.
And it's an
Yeah.
outright ban.
Ooh.
Schlep is reportedly going to pursue legal actions because I imagine
he
that he
should.
actually
Good.
does
As he
have a
should.
case. I mean, if
Mhm.
more than half of his income is based off of capturing predators and, people,
Mhm.
appreciating that and probably donating because he's doing that, I can't imagine
Mhm.
that he doesn't have a case to say, they said I was tricking people who are tricking kids.
Yes.
What are we talking
Yes.
about here? And
That's what predator hunters
100%
do. It's
you
called
know,
bait.
And I'll be honest. I actually didn't hear about this until this happened.
Okay.
So Roblox low key shot themselves in the foot by banning him, because now it's a
Exactly.
whole, now everybody knows. Like,
Yeah.
like only Schlep's audience knew about the predators on Roblox. But now that you banned Schlep, the whole world knows about predators on Roblox. You know what I mean? And I agree with you, Atari. Like, this was definitely an opportunity for Roblox to like lean in to good that's being done and just be like, listen, we have to take accountability for the fact that we, like, our game is riddled with with predators everywhere.
Mhm.
And so we're going to work with Schlep and others to clean this up, because this is a huge problem. Like, acknowledge the
Exactly.
problem. Just
Exactly.
don't
Don't just
pretend
sweep it
that it's
under the
not
rug.
there.
Right.
Yeah.
'Cause,
Yeah.
when
It's all right. Like, don't just sweep it under the rug. And I feel like they attempted to sweep it under the rug and
Mhm.
underestimated how angry people were going to be.
Listen,
Yeah.
Because you're
I
dealing
really
with
think,
people's kids.
hey,
Yeah.
Exactly.
You're dealing with people's children. Of course, people are gonna be mad. All right.
I will say this. That a decision like that, trying to sweep it under the rug and erase the sin, it says a lot about the people that are calling the shots.
Exactly.
I'll just say that.
Yeah. Yeah.
greedy, seedy. Yeah.
Exactly.
Not even greedy. That's straight
Not-
Diddy. We ain't gonna talk about
Yeah,
that.
I was
Oh.
gonna say not even greedy, but just that it's they may see that as something that's it's not a bigger issue than money.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And I think it's hilarious because now Chris Hansen is going to be making a documentary about the Roblox situation. So
I will be sad. I will be sad.
like you
We will
said,
be
they tried to
watching.
sweep it under
Get
the
the
rug and then
popcorn.
it blew up.
Buy the tickets. All that.
Right.
Oh man.
So
And you know what? And if this, basically shuts down Roblox, then good riddance.
Yeah.
You already made
Mhm.
practically made your decision already.
Yeah.
So guess what?
Exactly.
You get what's coming to you.
Yep.
And to any parents who are
Mhm.
watching this podcast, any kids who are sensible, watch this podcast. Do yourselves a favor. Get off of that.
Yeah. You
Get
don't
off
need
that game. It's
Not
not
worth
worth
it.
it. All right.
GTA's coming out. Come on now. I'm
you got to
joking.
save up. No more Robux.
Kids do not play GTA.
Right.
You're not
So I
old
just-
enough. You're not old enough. Play
No.
Uno. Uno's fun.
Ooh,
Play
that's
Fortnite. Go to
nice.
Fortnite. Go to Fortnite. Go.
Go to
I think
Fortnite.
even Fortnite, isn't that like 13 and up?
Yeah, T for team. T for
Mhm.
Oh my
Uno.
goodness.
Listen,
What do
listen.
they
Right.
Yes.
have?
Actually,
Uno
you know
can get
what?
savage.
You know
You
what?
said what?
Uno can get savage. So.
It can.
Yeah, it can. You know what?
Mm.
Matter of fact, read a book. You
Yeah.
know what I'm saying? Get a
Read a
hardcover.
book.
Get a hardcover. Dr.
No.
Seuss.
Yeah.
I do
Mhm.
not
Yeah.
like green eggs and ham. Come on, guys.
Yeah. Yeah. Walk
Your
in my pocket.
imagination is better than any Roblox game.
Come on. Come on. That's a message.
Exactly.
That's a message for real.
It is. That's a good one. That's a
All right,
good one.
guys. Well, we are going to take a 5-minute break. Go grab some water, get a little snack, and we will be right back. All right. Welcome back to episode 4 of the Nerdy Lemons podcast. I am your
I
host,
see the
RJ
stream.
Human. Wait, what?
I see the stream. It's lit. Holy
Oh,
shit.
let's go. Yeah. Let's go. All right. I'm your host, RJ the Human. And again, I have 3 wonderful hosts with me here today. And we'll start the exact same way. We'll go GDP, Atari, and Gallup. If you could do a quick intro, let the people know who you are.
All right. Yo, how's it going? Name's Android Prime. You call me GDP. I am a Mecha Break content creator. I play a lot of action games, a lot of RPG games, and fighting games. And I like to say silly things to make people laugh. I can't call it stupid now.
We're watching.
Right.
I'm sorry, boss. I'm just gonna.
Hi, I'm Atari, aka Atari, also known as Atari, and I play everything except for horror. Sometimes I play creepy games, but no horror. And yeah, just chilling.
What's up? I'm Gallup. I play shooters, FPSs mostly, unless except for like GTA and Gears. I love those as well. Yeah, I stream on Twitch with these guys. I do just chatting sometimes, and yeah, check me out on Twitch, Galhup.
Yeah, and speaking of, I'm going to drop the socials in the chat right now, but feel free to follow any of our... It didn't work. Feel free to follow any of our lovely hosts at twitch.tv/ any of the... Yeah, that's yeah, I'll figure out how to link that in there. Wait, I think... Oh, there we go.
Hey, there you go.
Yeah.
There you go.
Let's
There's
go.
one there. Jerome is
Yeah.
not here today, but he is one of our usual hosts. Give him a follow as well.
No, he's here in spirit.
You know,
Right, Rome?
Mhm.
he's
Here in the
down with the
spirit of
game.
Yeah,
you
he's
know?
Hey, well.
All right, so we are gonna jump
Sorry.
right back into. We're gonna jump right back into our podcast, and our fourth topic for today is Tyla and her newest EP. Her newest EP was titled "We Want to Party" and released on July 25th, selling only 3,700 physical copies. Now, this sparked a really large discussion about, she made some comments about being colored and then didn't want to really expound on that, looking to her team to have the question removed from the pool of questions. But it's kind of it's kind of this thing where we're in the age of digital, and they're claiming that her digital sales are fine, but the physicals are just really low. So Gallup, I know you were the first one to respond for this. Did you have any opinions on this new EP?
I did not listen to it because I'm not her demographic. I will say this though, I think Tyla makes good music. You know, I think she makes, how do I say this? I think she makes palatable music. You know, I think listen. I really like that she's brought Piano to the forefront, to the mainstream. You know, Piano's been around for a minute, and it's a vibe. You know, African roots. You know, mixing like African roots with like dance music. I love it. I love Piano. Um, so yeah, I fuck with Tyla. All that being said, I think that, listen, she's new here. You know, like she's still a developing artist. She has hits, like international hits, but that doesn't really equate to something. She's not a superstar yet. You know, she hasn't built a mega fan base like some of these, again, like well-known veteran artists have. So the fact that she only sold 34,000 or 3.7 thousand physical copies is really just, it goes to show like that her core, like, I'm not even gonna say her core fan base. Yeah, her core fan base is only about 3,000 people, because let's be honest, you don't need to buy physical units to listen to her music. The people that are buying physical units are your core fans, your diehards, your ride or dies. Those are the people that are buying physical units, right? Like, but again, like nobody's consuming music that way as a way to like conveniently listen to your music. So I don't think that that's a reflection of her talent, her artistry, her potential, any of that. I'm actually surprised that we're still even talking about physical units. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, I get that there's more money tied to selling that, right? Because again, like there's a lot more value in something that's tangible, but that shouldn't that shouldn't even be close. That should not be uh used in the conversation about how popular she is, how big she is. That really is just a metric that measures like her, I'll say her die-hard core fans. That she's Listen, the fact that she's built up like a fan base of 3.7 thousand people in the span of 2 years that she's been popping, 2 or 3 years that she's been popping, I'll take it. Good for
Yeah.
her. You know, so that's all I gotta say for now.
Yeah, I think when it comes to Tyler, it's one of those things. I think a lot of people have used the low physical sales of her album to kind of rehash this conversation about her colored comment. And while I do agree, when you're new and you're in a market that like you're new to, I do think you sort of have like a responsibility to the people who are supporting you. But I think, yeah.
Some context. I need some back.
Yeah. So she went on The Breakfast Club and
Oof, mistake. Okay.
First mistake.
Yep, right.
I'm glad we all agree on that.
when I saw that she did it, I said, whoa, because she was really early in her career. Like she had just hit with Water, like really,
Yeah.
really fresh onto, the mainstream scene of US music. And Charlemagne asked her about a comment that she made saying, I'm colored where I'm from. A lot of people took offense to it and they said, whoa, colored, because it means something different in our
Yeah.
culture as opposed to overseas. And they were really looking for her to explain what she meant by colored. And she bar for bar, she said, so Charlemagne asked her, so what was that comment about? She said,
Mm-hmm.
waited for her team to respond. Next question.
Mm-hmm.
No clarification, anything. And it kind of just like it blew over really fast because, she was still kind of on the heels of Water and some of her other really strong songs from her last album. But I think people really took that as an opportunity to kind of like, oh, well, let's go back in and let's talk about this. Because as you said, Gallup, like the physical numbers are really just a representation to me of the current market that we're in. Everything now is digital. Like games are digital. They are not even wanting to do like physical cards. And even if you get a physical card, it doesn't really mean anything. But that's just the way that the world is going. And I think, as you said, I think she makes decent music, palatable. I was trying not to steal your word, but palatable music, you know? So I think it's really a complicated thing because I think when you talk about, somebody coming to a different market and wanting to, be themselves, if she refers to herself as colored, I think it would have been nice had she explained it. I think it would have been nice, but I don't think that people are as entitled to those sort of explanations as they feel. And with her being, a lot of her stuff is just like positive and just kind of like, I am who I am. And if you want to be with me, you want to be with me. Like her stuff is just kind of like, I'm just a girl. And if that's her angle, why is she getting now into these more serious racial and loaded type of questions? So
To say to
yeah.
follow up to that, I my biggest question, like not even my biggest question, I will say this. Uh First of all, she's like what, 20
She's
years old?
young. She's
She's young.
very young.
She's young. When Water came out, she was probably 19. So there's that. Secondly is a lot of people have compared her to like, Rihanna when Rihanna was coming up. Rihanna never got asked those questions,
Right.
right? Especially when early on when she was coming up, right?
And Rihanna wouldn't have accepted those questions the way she is.
Listen, especially now, right? But the thing is, but with Rihanna, we also know that it's not even a question what she stands for,
Right.
you know what I mean? Like we know, and I don't think that I just don't think that's a tough thing because again, we can say like Trevor Noah is from South Africa and he's colored, right? And the thing is, like in South Africa, that is something very specific, right? The thing
Right.
is, Trevor Noah is like a political comedian, so he can articulate exactly what being colored means.
Right.
Tyla is a 19-year-old pop star. So again, this is why I'm like her going on the Breakfast Club was a bad idea. And
Dangerous.
Charlemagne ain't shit. I don't fuck with Charlemagne in any direction. Yeah, I don't like him at all. And because he does this, listen, his thing is he makes young girls cry. He did it with Lil Mama, and then he tried to put Tyla into a corner. Like, this is just what he does. He doesn't care. Right. So the fact that he asked her that question, knowing that that was going to put her in a weird position, I'm honestly, I give her credit for looking to her team about whether or not, because I think, and again, I didn't see this clip. I'm just going based off of what RJ said, but I think her looking to her team to was kind of a signal of like, do I respond to this or do we keep it pushing? Because this could make or break the run that I'm on right now,
Yeah.
right? And I think that her team was like, keep it pushing, because to be honest, I don't think Tyla owes anybody an explanation. I don't. I don't think Tyla is the person who needs to explain to people what it is to be colored from South Africa. People know. Like, that's the other part. People know what the fuck that is. Or if you don't, Google it. But people
Yeah.
don't need, but she does not need to be the one to explain to people what it means to be colored, like be a colored person from South Africa. So I don't think it's fair that she got put in that position in the first place. She's not the first person I'm looking to explain to me what she meant by colored. We know what she meant because that's what she is, But
Yeah.
anyway.
A lot of Okay, well, first let me just say that her new EP physical sales were made, and if you look at like the singles, she had the single with it's called Dynamite featuring WizKid off that new EP, and that had the highest debut of the year on the Billboard Afrobeat song charts. So like if you look at like singles and stuff, like she's doing quite well. People just want to make it seem like she's not. Just like whenever someone Black does something, they always have to, you know, make the bar higher, basically. Like Sinners, if you look at Sinners, they were trying to downplay the sales from Sinners like the whole time. When it comes to like Black people in media, it's just,
They
you
can
know,
try.
they can try, exactly.
But it's gonna do what it do.
Period. It's gonna do what it do, and it did. You know, her singles are popping. But as far as like the colored goes, I feel like I mean, I've seen this. Many like Black Americans see race just from a Black American standpoint, whereas like the diaspora, it works in different ways. You know, like I find like in America, you know, back in the day we had the paper bag rule or the one drop rule. So a lot of people who were remixed, we just consider them Black. You know what I mean? Like you're part of the culture because yeah, that's how it was. We're slowly getting away from that, but like yeah. Um and I find here in the UK, mixed is its own separate thing. Like there's Black, there's white, there mixed is like you're mixed. And then in South Africa, I have a few South African friends, and we've talked about race a few times and what it's like in South Africa. And yeah, colored is its own thing. You know what I mean? But there's a lot of people in America who are Black who don't know that or want to feign ignorance at least, and are quick to get angry and be like, "What are you talking about? You're colored. That's a dated term. We don't use that anymore. What do you mean you're colored? Explain it to us. And if you can't, then you know we're not listening to you," kind of thing. To this little girl who's like, I don't. Well, she's not a little girl. She's a woman, but who's trying to break into this American market and maybe doesn't realize just how like the thought process goes here. I mean, she knows now, but it's just, I don't know, a loaded topic. It's kind of like you darned if you do, you darned if you don't. Because like I feel like many people our age and below understand that race works differently, but it's hard. I don't know. It's hard.
Yeah, I think the whole thing, I think it really was a tough situation simply because, again, how we keep mentioning here, her age. I think anyone that really is under 25, that prefrontal cortex, like anything that they're going to say, even if she's media trained, even if her PR team told her the exact answer that would have saved her career and her fans, she's 25.
Yeah.
Who's to say she's even able to deliver that sort of statement and it have the impact? So they could craft a statement that's perfect. They can't predict the impact that it's going to have with the community. The same way they couldn't predict her not saying anything was going to have this sort of impact. So I think it's kind of become this thing where it seems a little to me, and I understand the passion behind it because as I am American and I am Black, and there was a lot of rhetoric around the phrase colored. I do understand it. But I think it's starting to borderline bullying especially when it comes into music artists who are not from here, who are trying to, they're just trying to make music. Cause she's even said it herself. She said, I'm not Afrobeats. I'm not anything. Like there are so many people who are actually doing Afrobeats. I'm not doing Afrobeats. I'm doing music. I'm making what I know. And you're giving me awards in a very specific category when my music to me doesn't even really fall in that category. Right. There are other artists who are actually falling into that category. So she has an understanding within herself. We have our own. I think it's not really fair to apply what we know about what we know to what she knows about what she doesn't know about what we know.
I'm excited for Tyla to go independent because the reason why is because her label is putting her in positions to she doesn't need to say anything. She can just go make music and
Mhm.
it will be received well. She is a big enough, she has hits, like I said, and she has a big enough name at this point where she can put out music and people will listen to it and people will want to collaborate with her. So the fact that we're having this conversation about something that she said, again, it just feeds into like the media machine, is all due to the fact that, again, her label is making her go do these interviews, right? That are, and
Mhm.
again, to hopefully get some kind of publicity, some kind, right? They don't care whether or not this is damning to her image or not. They just want to make sure that she's, a headline. And
Right.
they don't care about her, which is why, listen, shout out to Tinashe. She did it. And she
Big
listen, and
Tinashe.
you don't see her doing interviews. She went fully independent. And
Yeah.
listen, Nasty was definitely a number one record. You know what I mean?
Yes.
And
That song goes crazy.
this is why I love Georgia Smith. Same thing. I don't know if she's fully independent, but she's
Okay.
not out here doing interviews.
Yeah.
She's just making good music. You know what I mean? And so, yeah. And the last thing I wanted to say is like, man, look at Charlemagne's record with black women, man. Just look at it. Like,
Ugh.
look at what
Ugh.
he does. Like Coco Brown, you remember that whole thing?
But his
Yeah.
record period.
That was
I'm sorry,
really sad. I think
Coco Jones. I know Coco
saying
Brown.
it on the podcast, yeah, your label don't care about you. I'm like, how you couldn't have said that before? You couldn't
Yeah.
have,
Gotta wait till after at least. Like, come on now.
Yeah.
or
Yeah.
something. I feel like a lot of it kind of goes back to our streamer university conversation. It's rage baiting and clip farming.
Clip farming.
I
That's
think that
it.
is just like
Mhm.
half of what he's doing. And I think there is a part of him who is really doing the journalism, asking the hard questions and really like kind of dialing in on like the burning questions people want to know. I really do think that it's just not about what you say, it's how you say it. And I
Yep.
think some of the times that he's doing it, especially when you're dealing with women, I think some of his own biases are showing themselves
Oh, for
when
sure.
he's interviewing them.
For sure.
So,
Yes.
Sure.
Mhm.
Yeah.
so
He definitely could have been a respected journalist, but instead he is what he is.
Oh, listen, he already made it very clear about, what side of history he's on when he started talking about the current administration. We're not going to talk too much about this, but he's already
I'm glad I don't know what you're talking about.
exactly. Yeah. Y'all can look it up after this, but yeah, he's
that up.
come on
Uh-oh.
now. Come on.
All right. Well,
His bestie is Andrew Schultz, so,
Ooh.
Yep.
Oh Lord.
Rome said because he ain't had that energy with Birdman, bro.
Ooh, come on, man. Respect on my name. You gonna respect it.
Right.
And,
Come on,
yeah.
man.
All right. So that'll take us to our next topic. The Twitch CEO addresses viewbotting concerns. And this one I thought was really interesting because we've all known about this for a really long time. And this is the
Yeah.
first time that I've heard the CEO actually address it. He calls it a constant battle, mainly involving smaller streamers using third-party services. So in July of 2025, Twitch rolled out an anti-bot measure, and several prominent streamers, Asmongold, Tectone, Miskiff, reported drops in their viewer counts immediately after the measures went out. So I wanted to know if you guys had any thoughts on the problem of viewbotting on Twitch and Gallup.
Yep, I have something to say. They finally fixed it. They finally fixed it. Like they actually implemented something where it detects, which again, it's surprising that they just got to this, being that like a platform like YouTube figured this shit out like 10 years ago, but like the fact that Twitch is finally like figuring out like, okay, this is how we prevent bots is, I think, a first step to the bigger problem here. People wouldn't have to view bot if discoverability was better on Twitch. That's it.
Absolutely.
That's it. You can only get discovered on Twitch if you have the most viewers. So yeah, you can fix the view botting problem I think this is a band-aid. Like, yes, the way that people viewbotted before is is they fixed it. So now people can't viewbot for now. People are going to find another way to viewbot because the incentive to viewbot is always there until you figure out another way that people can grow on your platform. That's the like growing on Twitch doesn't happen. It doesn't exist unless you collaborate with people. Unless you collaborate with as many people as you can, it doesn't really happen for the most part. You grow on another platform. But again, the only way that people seem to be either staying relevant or becoming relevant is how do I have as many viewers? How do I rank at the top of the explore page or whatever on Twitch? And it's solely based off of, oh, well, how many people are watching me right now? So, like it's cool that they've like figured out how to get rid of most of the bots or the bots completely, but people are going to still keep trying to figure out how they can inflate their live viewers. So
Yeah. GDP, anything?
Yeah. Why is the focus on the small streamers?
Yeah,
That
my
that's
exact
that's my
question.
thing. Why is the focus on the small streamers? Because it's mainly gonna be the big streamers that are doing a lot of the view botting. I mean, that's how they make money too, right? But you're saying your focus is on the small ones? Small ones don't put a dent in anything,
Yeah.
honestly. Like, so I don't see the reason for that. And I understand you got to pay for like having like servers up and then hosting stream and stuff like that and stuff. Cool, but again, if you're trying to make it better with discoverability, everything else like that, why attack the small ones who are trying? You know,
Yeah.
no, no, get me wrong. Bebotting needs to be gone entirely, but I don't think the focus should be on the small streamers, but rather the higher ups who are literally lying about their viewership.
Yeah. I would actually say the same. That was going to be my main point today was why dial in on the small streamers. I feel like as a business that's probably the easiest way to kind of curtail some of the incentive, but I think it's like also the meanest way because like you said, the small streamers are not the ones utilizing these viewer bots as hard as some of the bigger streamers. I think especially some of the ones that were named, they saw huge drops in viewer counts, which means I'm guessing closer to the 10,000 mark. A small streamer viewer botting to 50, not really the problem with the platform. Gallup, I think you mentioned a really good point. It's the discoverability. Increase the discoverability for small streamers, and you decrease the need for small streamers to use ViewBot. I just to me it seems like there is something else. I think probably what happened was people realized viewbotting was an easy way because I think one of the viewbotting platforms came in and said, "Yeah, we can get you to partner in 30 days." I think it was like 30 or 45 days. And they were like bragging about it on Twitter. So I think they're probably trying to decrease the pool of people who are becoming partner and getting affiliate fast with these viewbotting services. But I think for the ones who are like viewbotting 50 versus viewbotting thousands, if we had to pick a problem, I don't think we'd be picking the small one.
I
I get why. I get like I would understand why they would be trying to shut view botting down for smaller streamers if they were righteous and saying like, listen, we don't want these smaller streamers to be wasting their money on view bots because it is a waste of money to spend your money on bots because it's still not going to bring in it's still not going to help you build an audience, right? So it's like I get if they're coming in and they're being like, we're saving these small streamers from these predatory platforms that are taking your money for these bots. I would understand it if that were the case. I highly doubt that that's the case. It might have to do again. Somebody's losing money, and somebody's losing money, and it's either I don't know who it is, but I think like them shutting down viewbots again is a net positive, but Yeah, this help small like
Yeah.
what is Twitch doing to help small streamers? That's the real question. What is Twitch doing to help small streamers? Shutting down Viewbots is not helping small streamers unless again you're saving their you're saving their pockets from these services. But like I just feel like Twitch is not a platform like for they're just not looking out for small streamers in really any way, which is a shame. They definitely reward the big streamers as we know, like they love them, but the small streamers get
Crumbs.
I'll say we are getting no help,
Right.
by the platform itself. So yeah, it does feel weird and a little targeted, like stepping on the little guy a little bit for no reason. It's like this is not the problem. Like there's huge streamers viewbotting and literally stealing money from advertisers. You're worried about small streamers? What are we talking about?
Yeah.
So
And I think Atari, you were gonna say something?
Yeah. I had to think about it. I think one of my points was that first of all, I agree everything everyone said. Like they need to do better when it comes to their management of small streamers. But I think I haven't looked at the numbers in like 5 years, but I think there are significantly more small streamers than there are big streamers. Like thousands, right? Maybe millions. I'm not sure, but the ratio when I last checked was huge.
Yeah.
So I think that what they do is like group them all into one. Um, and I feel like when you get maybe say like hundreds of small streamers who maybe viewbot a little, like 20, 50 people to be like under the radar, it equals more than like big streamer doing like a couple thousand. You know what I
Mhm.
mean? And so I think that's maybe what they're getting at. It still is unacceptable, like blaming small streamers. I feel like it's kind of everybody. um I don't know what he was saying with that, but yeah, that was one of my points. I forgot my other point, but yeah.
That's a great,
Very
yeah.
valid.
we didn't think about that. Like if you
That's
have a million small streamers, each using like Viewbots, right? Then that adds up,
Mhm.
because
Mhm.
yeah, you're right. Like the ratio of small streamers versus like, the larger streamers, the Kais, the Valkyries, the Sennas, the RDCs, like it's massive. And so yeah, so when you have that many people viewbotting, then it's technically they're taking more money than these bigger streamers, So good
I
point.
still hold my position. Take down them big ones. I don't even care.
I'm out
You know
too,
what?
yeah.
It sat
Everybody
with me for a
deserves to
little bit,
get.
and I was like, you know
Yeah.
what? That does make more sense. Like I get it. Like it's a large organ. You have to trim
Yeah.
that first. I don't care. Because you know what? People are doing that because the bigger streamers are doing it. The smaller
Mhm.
streamers are doing that because the bigger streamers, and also, because they want to get closer to partner and, do all of that stuff. But
Yeah.
because the
Facts.
bigger streamers, like you have to, I feel like you kind of have to put your foot down with
Yeah.
your main people, like your treasures, and instead of patting them on the head, oh, we'll worry about you guys later. Just keep doing your thing. You make a statement
Mhm.
with them, and if the pool is smaller, your work is faster, and then you can go right back to killing the pool of viewer bots on the small streams. I feel like this. I get it, but I feel like to kind of like be like, we're gonna go for the small streamers first. It's like a cop out because you're
Yeah.
still like the big streamers are still on your platform. They still have these crazy numbers, and it looks good to you and your platform.
That
Meanwhile, you're
you
stomping out people that
you
are
just
just trying to
you
get
just
going.
answered your own question though, RJ.
I don't even know what the
It
question was.
looks good. It looks good for you and your platform
Yeah.
to
That
have
part.
big streamers have big numbers.
Yeah. That's too
That's
bad.
that's it.
I thought it was about the view botting, you know?
Ha!
If you really cared
Mm-mm.
about the view botting,
No,
you would
it's
start
the
there
numbers.
and everybody be like, oh shoot, such and such just got all their viewers halved. Oh no, let me stop
Mhm.
view botting as a small, and they would
Nope.
just do it the right way. I don't feel bad. I don't.
Nope.
Mm-mm.
No, ma'am.
Mm-mm.
No, man.
No,
But I
and you shouldn't. But yeah, I think that was just a weird, like another weirdo, another weird quote.
Yeah, that's a good
Like
point though.
yeah, he said most of the view botting and most of the fraud is not on a big streamer; it's on a small streamer, but thousands of them.
Who said that? Dan Clancy said that
Yeah,
shit.
he said that.
This
He said
old
that.
guy,
Oh,
man. This old hippie. This old hippie. I fuck with Dan Clancy, bro, but he old, bro. He's too old to be running
Dan.
Twitch, bro. Hey, listen,
much
Dan.
love.
Dan, we love you. We love you, man. But come
Hang
on,
on.
brother.
Hang
Like,
on.
let's keep it a buck. No, Dan's cool as shit. He's a
Yeah,
musician.
he
He
seems chill.
streams. Like,
Yeah, he
I
puts
fuck-
other people
I
on.
fuck with Dan,
Yeah.
but bro, like, like, does he? Let's keep it a buck, guys. Let's keep it a stack, nerdy lemons. Let's keep it a stack. Like, does he fit the Twitch brand, bro? Like,
Depends
look
on
up
what you think the brand is.
Google.
Yeah.
You want to know what the brand is?
Hmm.
The brand is the viewers, the demographic that watches Twitch, bro. The primary demographic that watches Twitch is the brand.
Right.
Kai Cenat is the brand of Twitch, bro.
Mm.
Like, Dan Clancy ain't the brand, bro. Make Kai the CEO.
I'm crying. No. No.
I'm so sorry. It's
No.
just giving a little bit of Kanye.
No.
It's just giving
No.
a little teensy bit of Kanye. I just,
No.
I don't know if it was a comment for
Make
the
Kai the CEO.
All right, so we're muting Gala for the rest of the podcast. Appreciate everybody.
Kai for CEO of Twitch.
No.
Okay, fine.
No, not you saying Dan said view botting was a choice.
I said bad lemon.
View botting was a choice.
Viewbotting
Prom
is a
said
choice.
bad
It's
lemon.
crazy.
This lemon wilding out, bro. But I feel like I do understand what you're saying. I when you look at Twitch as a whole, there's a lot of different types of people, a lot of diversity, a lot of age ranges, a lot of varying types of streams.
Dan ain't it. Bro, if Dan walked in a room right now, would I be like, if I didn't know, listen, if I wasn't a streamer on the platform and I was talking to somebody about Twitch, and I said, oh yeah, and then there's this guy, they'd be like, who the fuck is that? I'd be like, dog, that's the CEO of Twitch. Bullshit.
That's fair, but
No,
I think
it's
a
not.
lot of CEOs don't really match. What they're.
Listen,
what
now
their
we're getting into a
business
different
is.
conversation, RJ. Now we're getting into a different conversation. Let's talk about it. Let's talk why all the CEOs look the same.
Well, we know the answer.
Oh, yeah, we do know the answer to that, don't we?
Yeah.
We do. But listen, let me keep it a buck. The CEO, the CEO or the former CEO of Twitter, Jack Dorsey, he fit the description.
That's fair.
He fit the description. We fuck with Jack Dorsey, right?
Right.
I don't know.
Boy, what do you do
I've
now?
never seen him.
Oh no, he's cool. He's a cool dude. He's a cool dude.
I don't know. Look him up.
But this is what I'm saying. Dan Clancy looked like an 80-year-old man, bro.
He might be. What if he is?
Bro, what, Dan Clancy?
He's probably in his 50s. Probably 50s.
Oh,
Dan Clancy's definitely not in his 50s, bro.
Oops.
He's way older than his 50s.
Yo, have you guys
Well,
seen
now I need
Jack
to know.
Dorsey? Wait a minute.
Oh, Jack Dorsey's in his 50s.
Hold on.
Hello.
What?
Let me disable my.
Hold on.
Excuse me?
Okay.
Dan Clancy is okay. No bullshit.
Okay.
Dan Clancy is 61 years old. Bro looks 80. I'm not even gonna hold you, bro.
Okay, let me see.
Not even gonna hold you.
Is it like the Steve Martin white hair? Because
Yes.
Steve Martin's had like white hair since the 70s.
It is 100% the Steve Martin white hair. It is 100%.
Ultra said, "Look here, as a person who streamed on Twitch when it was Justin.tv, bring back
Yeah.
Justin Khan. I didn't even.
This is what I'm saying.
I didn't even know that it was referred to as that at any point.
Okay.
Yeah.
No.
Just the
Just
original
to
name
give
for
you
Twitch.
guys. Oh, go ahead. Sorry, GDP. Sorry.
No, I'm just saying Justin.tv is the original name for Twitch.
Yeah.
I
yeah.
had no idea.
And just to give you guys some context,
That's
Dan Clancy was a computer scientist and worked at NASA.
Sheesh.
What does that have to do? And worked at Nextdoor. What does that have to do with the brand of Twitch, which is gaming, bro?
What's a NASA person doing working in Twitch?
Anybody can be a gamer.
Running Twitch. He
Well,
doesn't even game.
safe,
He don't even game. He don't even game.
Anybody can be a Twitch streamer.
Right, he DJs.
I understand. Which is understandable, but being a streamer doesn't take rocket science.
It doesn't.
But
Nice.
hosting a streamer platform does.
All I'm saying is the
No, I get what you're saying, though.
the CEO of a company represents the brand of the company, and the brand of the company represents the users of the platform. That's why nobody fucks with Facebook anymore, because we don't fuck with the way that Zuckerberg is. That's why nobody fucks with Twitter anymore, because we don't fuck with the way that Elon Musk is. This is what I'm saying. And listen, I fuck with Dan Clancy. He's cool. Cool.
All right.
He's cool. I fuck with Dan. He's cool. But listen, there are other CEOs that listen, Jack Dorsey for CEO.
Oh,
or
snap.
Kai.
Oh, see,
why don't y'all want Kai to be the CEO of
because
Twitch?
Kai is booked and busy.
Have you
okay,
seen his management
exactly.
skills?
He's booked and
got
busy.
a schedule. He doesn't have the time to Twitch CEO. Like I get what you're saying as far
That,
as
and
like, brand.
I'm not sure if his management skills is all that great.
Bro, we saw him as principal, bro.
Exactly.
I don't know about that one, man.
Yeah. So
okay, well,
I feel like he needs to take, I don't know, a business class maybe. He can stream that
fair,
even.
Fair.
Like,
I will say
that would be
I
interesting.
will say I'm happy with Kai being an owner of Twitch. Then
I think
I can deal with that. Something like that. Yeah.
He should own Twitch, but not CEO. Okay, fair enough.
Because I think when we're talking like CEO, it's just the person behind it, behind all of the strings, like making sure that it works appropriately, making sure all the ducks are in a row. Like I like the idea of so many people being like these different brands. Like there are people, there's like a Sci guy, he's like huge, and people come to his channel just to watch science stuff.
Yeah.
Like I love that there are so many different people who represent Twitch, and unfortunately, the CEO doesn't, but I think the brands speak really loudly to what Twitch is. You don't have to be a gamer, you don't have to be the funniest person, you don't have to be the most entertaining. You could still be a part of the Twitch brand, and I think I feel like he's done a really good job of supporting that. I do wish that the discoverability was better for small streamers, though, because if you didn't get on in 2019 for COVID, it's like swinging at the wind.
That's true.
All right,
I do love the diversity. Because like I find when I'm at the computer and I need to like concentrate on something, I throw in a co-working stream. When I'm doing like my chores or something, I throw in like a old school soul DJ like set, that they're live streaming. When I want to feel creative and I want to like paint with somebody, I'll throw in an art stream. Like it's or cooking, like whatever. Everyone's always streaming something, and I do appreciate that. But yeah, as far as discoverability works, it is abysmal. I know they've tried to like do all these updates to like mobile and stuff, where you can like flip through like it's like TikTok or something, or like the stories and like things that they've tried to incorporate, but I feel like they've all really just fell flat. Like the whole clip, how like the clips work and stuff. They've tried things, but they need to come up with better answers, because there's still no discoverability. None. And sorry, one more thing.
No.
And when you look at the home screen, it's the same partners. It's the same partners, the same faces, the same color. Like there's no diversity in that front page. And that's something that they worked on, they cared about for a hot second. We had Black History Month, we had like Asian and Pacific Islander months, we had Native American months, we had women's months, and they were doing things for like the first front page, and it was really, really nice. And then they just like dropped it like completely. It's so weird. Well, yeah.
How do you guys look for new streams to watch? You do?
Yeah, I do.
Okay. Like,
No.
do you browse like the homepage and like go through and just like
No,
how do you
No.
no,
no,
no.
no.
Atari, you're on the ledge. You're on the ledge with this one. I'm just curious because again, like I never do that. I'm usually like I watch my friends' streams and like the biggest streamers, you know. But again, even with like the biggest streamers, I usually find them through collabs with somebody I'm already watching or like YouTube, you know, like something that suggests on my YouTube stream. So I'm curious, Atari, what do you how do you find like what are you looking for when you're searching for a new streamer to watch?
For me, it depends on how I'm feeling. Like that's actually how I found Jerome and by extension all y'all.
Gee.
Because yeah. So basically it depends on the vibe. So say like I'm looking for like a cozy type of feel and I want to see somebody play Stardew Valley. So I'll type in Stardew Valley and I'll type in English. And then I'll just look and I'll go lowest to high, sometimes highest to low. I don't like big streamers. I don't really watch big streamers. It's not my vibe. But if somebody looks friendly, I usually look for camera on, first of all.
Okay.
Um, and then if they look friendly, I'll click in, see what they're like. Um, and if I like their vibe, I'll just like lurk. I might say hi, I might follow. But it's all in the name of like, I don't know, supporting, finding new people I vibe with, making a connection. I love making connections. Um, Other times I like actively learn Spanish and Japanese. So I'll look for games that I know and I'll look for the languages that like my target language, just so I can hear like people speaking and like figure out like the cadence and pronunciation and rhythm and everything and try to see if I like understand things kind of thing. So I use Twitch as kind of like a extra resource for language. But yeah, mostly um if I just see, like, a friendly face or someone who kinda, like, reminds me of home, then I'll click on them and be like, "Hey." And, yeah, that's what it was. I was looking at
Yeah.
Fall Guys. That's it. I was like, "Oh, I'm so addicted to Fall Guys right now. I need to watch somebody." And
Mhm,
I
mhm.
I
was just
saw
gonna say, Rome said it was an honor watching me struggle in Fall Guys.
yeah. So
Wow.
I was looking at Fall Guys series and I saw Rem's face and I was like, oh, he looks like one of my brothers. And so I clicked on him and then I was like, oh, he's a vibe. Love
Yeah,
him. So
Yeah.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah, in chat, it looks like
that's
Rome
funny.
is tired of Twitch trying to recommend him Deshae Frost, and Doc says, "I also am tired of them recommending Frost.
Gallup has fallen. I
The
repeat, Gallup has fallen.
whole I mean, the whole thing. I mean, I'm just please next." Doc says, "I guess go small streamers. If I can't interact, I might as well go use YouTube." And I feel like
That's hey,
that
that's
was gonna
fact.
be
That's
my
facts.
point. Initially, I did look around and see like looking for smaller streamers, but I think what happened for me was that one, now that the community has grown and I found all of you guys, all you wonderful people, 9 times out of 10, if your stream ends, you'll raid or you
Right.
guys like follow somebody and you have suggested channels. So I usually go that route if I'm looking for somebody to watch and you guys just happen to not be live because the community has grown enough where most often people that I'm currently following, somebody is live. But I
Mhm.
think what also part two happened was um, there isn't really a metric for whether or not a streamer is going to have the entertainment factor that I'm looking for, kind of similar to what you were saying, Atari. Like
Yeah.
if I'm looking for something specific, as with TV, you know that this show is going to have this particular thing is going to have this. And I think for me, if I would click into a small streamer's stream, it was kind of like they may or may not talk. They may or may not, like how you said, have a camera on. They may or may not be big and entertaining because I love when people are just themselves. And I think some of the people on Twitch are, I'm trying not to use the word fake, but some of them are not real. And often when I'm looking for a new streamer to watch, I'm looking for real and authentic, streamers. So I think for me specifically, after I got to a point where somebody that I know is always probably streaming, or like Ultra said, genuine, I just stopped looking. I stopped searching, and the actual interface is not friendly to me finding people extremely like the people that I know because, like Rome said, Deshae Frost is the first one. I opened this god dang app and I'm trying to think maybe I'm gonna look for somebody new. It's always Deshae. It's always Deshae, DDG. Like, I don't, and I know, like, okay, these are big streamers. I have to remind myself, like, it's trying to push the big streamers, but it's like, that's not what I want to watch. And it doesn't, it's just not good specifically for discovery of people that are not large streamers streaming all the time.
Yeah.
So
That's
Mhm.
listen, I just learned a lot from everybody, like especially you, Atari, like how you guys like find new streamers. It's like again, like I didn't know that. I honestly didn't know that people like yourself would go through and like actively look for smaller streamers to interact with, you know. And so I again like and again as somebody who is always trying to figure out how can I grow my stream on the platform. Like I usually just go the raid route, you know, where I raid a smaller streamer and I just do like one by one by one by one by one. You know what I mean? Like every stream I raid somebody new, interact, hang out in their chat for like an hour, and then and then like the next time I do it again. But I will say that like I'm doing it in the name of like I want to connect with this person and also like grow each other's stream. Like maybe we can collab, maybe we can grow the community. But in terms of like passive watching, like when I'm not streaming, like I usually just go to the same streamers that I'm used to. Either you guys that are already streaming or like like I watch like I watch RDC a lot, like or I just watch them because like they make me laugh. You know what I mean? So I didn't know that like I was just curious to know like if anybody like interacts with stream in a different way that I do. And sounds like you guys do for sure. So
Mhm.
Yeah.
yeah. And I
Yeah.
hadn't even thought of, oh, sorry, GDP, were you gonna say something?
No, you're good. You're good.
Oh. I feel like now you have to say something. No. But sorry, you mentioned a point about kind of using that stream community to learn a new language, and I'm also learning Japanese. And it didn't even cross my mind to pull up a streamer who speaks Japanese. Like, and this is what I'm saying about Twitch. Like, the viewbotting problem aside, one of my favorite things about Twitch is experiencing different things, because was one of my favorite things about TikToks before we got geo-fenced. But being able to seek out people of different cultures, different
Yeah.
languages, and just kind of like at will, you do have to do a little bit of work in the beginning to kind of find those people. But if they could really make that process, I'm not really sure how, but if they could make that process a little bit easier, I think that would be like, have people even like categorize themselves like, oh, I'm a big entertaining streamer, da, 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 or have like a committee go in and like put badges or like really anything to kind of like build that initial trust. Because I think people don't want to watch the same people all the time. Like, how angry are we at hearing about, as soon as I hear his name, it's kind of like well, he who should not be named. Like, as soon as I hear the name, I just get irritated. But how often is it?
You talking about Deshae?
I'm crying.
You talking about Deshae Frost? Deshae Freaky Frost? That's what
Oh
you talking
no!
You know, but like,
You're the freaky frog.
Oh,
but that's
Deshae
part of the
Freaky
point, is that
Frost.
people watch Deshae because they don't know what else is out there. They know they can just trust Deshae to be chaotic and whatever the case is, but he's not the only chaotic streamer, and it's just that they don't have the appropriate system to help people explore the variety that Twitch could provide. So
Exactly.
what do
Like
you guys
even when
think?
you upload clips on like any of the platforms, they're getting swallowed by all the other clips of everyone who's already big. Like it's hard to just get yourself out there even if you like really work at it.
yeah.
If you guys could suggest one thing to Twitch to improve discoverability, what would it be?
Yeah, I'm gonna stick with the badges. I think if Twitch could implement some sort of badge system, or have like a team even come in and kind of And I feel like it's really, really tough to do, but maybe make like a cap of how many hours or some kind of like behind the scenes cap, and then start to categorize people slowly but surely, or have people apply to be categorized. Something in that nature. I think that that would be amazing for discovery. Just a, I feel like it's hard to implement, but that would be my guess.
Hmm.
Yeah. GDP, any ideas?
Let's see. I know that sometimes they do like the front page thing. I would
Yeah.
honestly say, if they like had like literally like a month of like maybe supporting small streamers, one that
Mm,
get more people on Twitch, two
yeah.
get people to actually like stream on Twitch, and make that connection a lot better and everything like that. So I would think literally just have a time dedicated just to smaller streamers,
Yeah.
and even then still those who are like the brand ambassadors and stuff like that, have them literally like within that month going like, look, I am streaming, but we are doing small streamer support month. Let's go find a small streamer and go from there.
Yeah. I think that sounds amazing because it kind of sounds similar to the concept behind like Streamer University a little bit, just
Mhm.
kind of putting everybody in the exact same pool. Yeah, Atari, you have any ideas? That was a great question, by the way, Gallup.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm. Yeah, so kind of with GDP on like the front page thing. So when you become a partner, it used to be that every partner would have a partner manager, and then you would work with them and like get like a front page slot and blah 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 blah. There's so many partners now that not everybody gets a partner manager. But what would be really nice is if they could like have some small streamer like affiliate managers maybe like look at stats, see who's like working consistently, who's like serious about streaming, and help them. Like even if there's a small streamer like shelf on the front page, and you can apply for certain like time slots in a part of like a month or something to get on like the upper shelf, like that top rotating carousel, then that would be really, really helpful. And it would make people feel like seen or like they have a chance.
Yeah.
Um, and that's what you want, and it's diversity on the front page,
So
please.
Yo, so Twitch, if you're gonna see this, make sure you pay Atari for that brilliant idea that she just gave y'all.
Big
I
facts.
That
don't
was
want to,
really
because
good. I like that.
we will sue. We will.
Big facts.
We will sue on
Yeah,
her.
this is recorded, so we got
This
the
is this
evidence.
is recorded and it's going posted immediately. So
Big facts.
Automatically clipped. Automatically.
yeah, Gallup, do you have any ideas for your
I think that like events is like collab events, like more collab events, like they do rivals, right? But I think more opportunities to collab, like to mix big streamers with small streamers, and like and like again, we saw it with the streamer university effect, right? In essence, like you have these massive streamers mixing with these smaller streamers, right? And those smaller streamers got eyes on them, like got the opportunity to let their personalities shine. Now again, like if we could just do that more often and have those things be highlighted on the on the like homepage, on the front page, I think that can help, in addition to all the ideas that you guys said too. But I
yeah.
think that Twitch is one of the things I love about Twitch is community, right? And I think just tripling down on that and
Yeah.
just finding a way to like really incentivize people collaborating with each other, and like having more events, and like doing these fun things together, that makes that kind of shows how fun like interacting with new people can be. I think is it's entertaining in itself. You know what I mean? Like again, this is why and I keep talking about them, but this is why I love watching like RDC's streams, because it's like the interactions between all six of them is hilarious to me. But like imagine, and again, same with us. Like
Yeah.
people love this podcast because we're funny and we like we have great chemistry. But imagine if like that was incentivized to like just force people to try to yeah, just like collaborate with each other and form new connections and like build their communities, and people watch that happen in real time, I think would be really cool. So
Yeah. So again, I think we've all given some really good ideas here. We're watching you, Twitch.
come on, Twitch, step it up, Dan. Come
We'll
on,
be
Dan.
waiting for our checks in the mail.
Come on, Dan. Wait, hey, wake up, Dan. Wake up. Oh man.
Are you saying that because he's older? Or are you saying that
I'm
just in
saying
general?
Yes, this is exactly why he said
Oh
that.
my
That's exactly why he
gosh.
said that. That's
Love
exactly
you,
why he
Dan.
said that.
Oh, hey, sorry. What you guys say?
Shouts out to Dan, y'all.
That is
Honestly,
I don't know
if
why.
I when I turn 61
Uh.
and someone call me old, I'm gonna be like,
Yeah.
I don't care if you're right.
I still got
We're
a gang.
fighting. Right. Put him up.
Oh, sorry, you guys said you
just an uppercut from Atari out of nowhere. Boom!
Right.
No, wait.
What's your guys' idea? Okay, sorry.
That's insane. Does he actually speak like that? I've actually never heard him
Nah,
speak.
he's cool, man.
He's a chill guy. I've seen. You know what? I remember
he
him
is a
speaking.
chill guy. He is a chill guy.
He
Chill
is
guy for real. All right,
No.
so that is going to take us to our next topic, streamer prom and the Popeyes controversy.
Wait, there's controversy?
Yeah, I need to know about this.
What's the controversy?
Of controversy. Okay, so streamer prom happened. I believe it was June 18th, a couple of months ago. But Buddy Mike put on his usual like gathering that he has after like a certain amount of time, and this time he called it streamer prom, due to Streamer University happening just prior to that. And as a result, a lot of big streamers showed up. It got a lot of attention. Following the event in August of this year, August 12th, Popeyes dropped a lot of meals featuring some big streamers who were at the streamer prom. Notable ones, Senna, FaZe Lacey, Extra Emily, and I believe Agent was also one who had their own Popeyes branded streamer meals. The only problem was none of them had any idea that these streamer meals were coming out. And when their chats asked them, "Hey, I didn't know you were having a. Why didn't you say anything? You're having a Popeyes meal? Excuse me? I didn't know I was having a Popeyes meal either." So a lot of people were saying that Funny Mike was being shady. A lot of people were saying it was either that or Popeyes kind of wrote it into the contracts that people signed at the streamer prom event and said nothing.
Oh!
Yeah.
Oh, that's fucked up. That's fucked up.
It was a lot of stuff going on, but eventually, so the event was called Build Your Own Bundle, but customers attempted to order the streamer meals in store only to be informed that they had been not available. So there's been this whole like confusion of were there actually streamer meals? Was it even a thing? And Funny Mike said he's going to pursue legal action because he was not aware. A lot of people speculated that he did know and he was just scamming to get that bag, but he said legal action
answers
immediately.
I need answers. Whose fault was it? Popeyes or Funny Mike's?
What the heck?
Yeah. I really wanted to know, had you guys heard about it, and if you guys had any thoughts over the streamer meals. If it were you, what would you have done? Gala,
Give
you
my
were
money.
Love that chicken from Popeyes. Yeah, I would have been like, go and get that Everett 6-piece, yo. I mean, that Gallup 6-piece. Sorry, leak.
And apparently Funny Mike is, but he isn't. He's saying he's not. So where's the money going to?
So his collaboration was supposed to be strictly for streamer prom. That's what he signed up for, to have them collaborate and kind of add a little bit of extra to the streamer prom. They took it another step further and said, "Hey, we also want some meals." So we wrote that in the deal.
So I did see streamer prom, and I did see Popeyes everywhere, and I was like, okay, like Funny Mike getting the bag, you know. So, but I did not know that, because every streamer was there, but I didn't know. So you're saying that somebody took the liberty of taking somebody's name, image, and likeness, and saying we're gonna create a Senna 6-piece and without any kind of, what were they using her face, or were they just like calling it?
I believe that their pictures were also like it was an
right next to him.
actual. Yeah, go ahead.
Oh, I was gonna say it's like literally right next to him. Like you would like if you saw it without knowing any of this, you just think, oh, they got a collab with the Popeyes right now. That's cool. Like they got a Cinnamil, cool. They got an Agent Mill, cool. You know. But no, with you telling us all this, RJ. First of all,
The glasses are going back on.
Wait. How freely can I speak?
As free as you want,
bro. Let it
Okay.
fly.
I mean, Gallup already told our boss he's too old.
Okay.
He ain't my boss. He just, hey, listen, man. Hey, he could at least dye his hair, bro. Like, come on, Dan. Like, I get it. Authenticity.
What would he dye to, though? What would he dye to? Because look, I ain't gonna lie, no color's not gonna look good on him.
It's not gonna fix it. It's not gonna fix it.
The white is on him. It's fine. That's it.
I fuck with Dan, bro. But come on, dog.
All right, go ahead, GDP.
He's not the demographic.
Okay,
All right, anyway,
so,
go ahead, GDP. Wow, the Cinnamil is crazy. This is insane.
Okay, you ready? Cool. First of all, nigga.
Let it fly, brother.
Secondly, why are you using my face, me, and making a promo meal and not tell me? First, you know, that makes zero. It is so scummy. It is so scummy. At the very least, one, let me know. Two, let me pick my meal. Okay. And number three, where's my money?
Wait. This is insane. They got the
Yeah.
they got the Rakai meal.
Yeah. And I think one of the funniest parts is there's a Twitch clip of Agent right before all this stuff happened. And one of the interviewers for Popeye asked him, if you could build a Popeye's meal, what would you build into your meal? He said, oh, I would pick this, I would pick that, I would pick this.
Oh, that's
when
scummy
the
as fuck.
campaign came out, his meal was exactly what he had interviewed.
I'm looking at a picture. I'm looking at a picture of Agent right now doing this with a spicy chicken in his hand.
Listen, but I think that that's all bad. They never contacted these people. They used their likeness.
You have to contact them.
No money, but they had people sign things at the event and didn't tell them what was happening. They signed contracts.
Don't sign it. Don't sign nothing you're not reading.
And they didn't read it. But they were told, or they assumed that it was just for streamer prom stuff. But you gotta read it. What? Why aren't they reading the contracts?
So whose fault is this? Is it Funny Mike's? Is it Popeyes? Or is it the people that signed these contracts?
And that was my next question. Now that we know all of what's going on, if you had to pick, because at the end of the day, you sign a contract, that is your contract. And Popeyes, they kind of withdrew the campaign after all of the backlash, after people called for it to be reversed. But you sign a contract, you put your name there, and you are a big creator, you're almost responsible for it. But a lot of what the community is saying is that Popeyes did it in a scummy way, you know, kind of sliding 100%. It in on the streamer prom, because my assertion is that if I'm at a streamer prom, I'm at a fun event, I'm not really looking to read details. And, you know, a lot of the streamers trust Funny Mike. He's a pretty big streamer. You know, he's been around for a really long time. A lot of them trust him and assume if you're hosting a streamer prom and it's a collaboration, this paperwork is just about the streamer prom. So naturally, the question is, whose fault? I was gonna say whose line is it anyway, but kind of where do you feel like the responsibility lies if you had to pick a side? I'll say if you had to pick a side, I would say, go ahead, GP.
GDP.
I want to say Popeyes. I want to say Popeyes only because one, they had to write that paperwork first of all.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. No, I would definitely say them. And on top of that, asking them questions in an interview and stuff like that, and then turning that around, and it's still not informing the man about everything, not even having part of the whole, promotion of it other than this picture.
Mm-hmm.
I say Popeyes 100%. Now, it does also need to kind of play as how much does Funny Mike actually know? That's going to be the thing too. That's going to be the thing too, because if he knew about all this and he's also raking some dough in on the side and everything, and everybody finds out, it's over for him. It's done. So again, it depends on how much he knows. Like, we need to know his response on the matter.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But overall, I say Popeyes 100% because
I'm
one, you're a big multi-brand company, and you have money to pay these people, but you choose not to. So you just kind of slide your way in there and doing that. That's just, again, do better. Do better.
Right.
I'm a piggyback real quick because
Go ahead.
I agree to an extent. I think
Okay.
Popeyes initially Popeyes is the responsible party. However, we know how these corporations work. So they're going to be scumming any way they can, especially when it comes to a bunch of niggas. Sorry, I said it, but they're going to find a way to exploit in any way they can. So I'm not especially Popeyes. So I'm not surprised by that. So I kind of take a little bit of responsibility out of Popeyes' hands and kind of be like, yes, they need to do better, but also like we should know better. So that's the first part. And then
that's very valid.
And then the second part is I will say Funny Mike is probably he's kind of the middleman in this. And again, like him being the middleman, him being kind of the ambassador and for like Popeyes and his event, bruh's got to know whether or not he's putting his friends in a messed up position. You got to know that, bro. Like that's on you, bro. Like, yeah, and again, if Popeyes like totally did some illegal shit, then that's not on him. That's but if he's doing all this, he's making this big deal, he's making this big partnership, he needs to be able to say that he needs to be able to protect everybody that's going to his event. And initially I was going to say, oh, it's the people that, signed the contracts, and there's still a responsibility there. Like, don't sign, bro. You don't have to sign anything. If you have to sign something when you're walking into like an event, unless it's an NDA, like don't sign nothing. So everybody gets a little bit, but I'm gonna put most of it on Mike.
Right. Yeah, honestly, that's a huge point, because if that's your event that you have made your baby, that is your face, that your representation of what happened there. Who's gonna trust the next one if there is going to be a next one? You know what I mean? Like if you're hosting an event, running a large event that thousands of people know about and attend to, tens of thousands even, I would be micromanaging the crap out of everything. I see people signing that. Oh, what's that? You know what I mean? I feel like there's no way you don't know what's going on at your own event. Like, I don't know who Funny Mike is. I don't know how he acts or whatever. But if you're having an event, know what's going on. Okay. You know? If people are entering my event and they're signing things, I'm going to be like, what's happening?
I'm not going to lie to you. I initially wanted to put the blame straight directly on. And I do feel like if I had to pick, if, some parties directly involved, Funny Mike, unfortunately, like how you guys are saying, perfect point. His name is tied to it. You should be like a hawk on all papers. But I think who I want to place the blame on more, if they exist, Funny Mike's team. Because there's no way I have somebody on that I'm working for, and they're doing a deal with a very large company, especially Popeyes. I'm not going to hold you. As soon as I see it was Popeyes, I was like, oh, that makes sense. Popeyes is so scammy. You go to the thing, they don't even have no chicken. No
chicken, bro.
If it's going to be anybody that I'm going to be like, let me scrutinize each piece of this contract, it's Popeyes.
Right.
If he has any sort of team behind him, I'm blaming them immediately, because you have all of these people. You're technically responsible for his image. He gives the work to you for you to decide, okay, how do we do this and what's acceptable and this and that and that. He's paying you to protect his image, his likeness, and how the world and his perception, public relations, all of that. And you missed this bar?
Yeah.
There's no way. Now, if he doesn't have a team, Funny Mike. Because as we already mentioned, this is your event, your name. I know you just want to be a creator, but when you got paperwork involved with a scummy company like Popeyes, you need to lock in. So
yes. And the whole marketing, PR, talent acquisitionist, influencer marketing over at Popeyes need to be fired.
The
All of
whole
them.
the whole
Yeah.
thing
Agreed.
immediately.
Agreed.
Heard.
'Cause,
Listen,
like,
they were good. They were good with listen, they were good with just product placement. The fact like
Right.
them just being at streamer prom, you had hundreds of thousands of people watching. That's all
Right.
you needed, bro. That's all
That's
you
it.
needed. People were listen, I'll tell you this. I haven't craved fried chicken like that in decades, bro. After watching streamer prom and watching Agent eat that chicken sandwich, I was like, is there a
all
pop?
the
Shit,
chicken
there's a Popeyes down the
sandwiches.
street from me, bro. I'm like, I didn't
Mhm.
do it, but I'm like, that
You
was
thought
enough.
about it.
I thought about it. I thought about it. I was like, honestly, to make sure my girl don't see me, I might have to go
Yeah.
and get me a 6-piece real quick. But it didn't happen. But again, I thought about it, and it's just because of the product placement. So them trying to do the most, they shot themselves in the foot, as we saw.
Yeah.
Agreed. Agreed.
Yeah. Ultra
They
said,
need
I
a
hate
church shoot.
churches. I haven't been there forever. There's not one but my house. But Ultra said, I hate when I get a bundle and they give me 2 of those constipates.
That's crazy. That's crazy. That's crazy.
They don't change the biscuit. He's
Well done,
definitely
Ultra. Well done.
100% got a point with that.
They
All
just
right.
keep throwing the honey at it, thinking
I
it's gonna
know.
get better.
The honey, oh my God. I don't know what they put in that honey. That honey goes crazy.
Yeah, honey goes crazy. That's real honey right
Atari,
there.
do they have a Popeyes in the UK?
You know they don't have no Popeyes.
Finally, we
Oh,
do.
what?
Oh,
We
let's
do.
go.
Popeyes? Popeyes?
UK's up, you
Popeyes
guys.
in it, mate.
Popeyes in it.
Let me get a honey
The
biscuit.
biscuit.
I love
that.
biscuit with the honey.
I know. Oh my gosh. I
Let's
gotta
go.
travel like an hour and a half, but it's worth
Oh,
it.
Oh my gosh.
Let me get the 6-piece dinner pack.
And those
All
biscuits
right.
better be fresh.
They,
Okay.
they don't have orange
Okay.
ice. They don't have orange iced tea. They had tea.
Yeah.
Look,
Oh,
hang on,
that's
I just
so
thought about something.
nice.
I
Yeah.
just thought about something. Atari, if you go to Popeyes and go get the biscuits, let us.
All right, I'm gonna let
Oh,
you
yeah.
know.
We got hockey puck.
We got American stuff.
We
made
got,
over here.
yeah, and dry.
Sponges.
Yeah, yeah. So if she got them UK soft biscuits from Popeyes, be mad.
I'm gonna let you know.
We need to
Next
know
live
something.
stream, an IRL stream coming from a Popeyes.
Oh, that'd be fire.
Driving to the Popeyes.
Yeah.
Let's go. All right, so that is going
Right.
to take us to our last topic for today. Also, please don't forget to follow our lovely Nerdy Lemons from today, and hit us all with some love. We've been here, we've been hanging out, and we appreciate you guys hanging out with us. So support. But that will take us to our last topic, which is Gamescom. So Gamescom had over 1,500 exhibitors from more than 60 countries participating. As a result, we have lots of games that are coming in for September, but the attendance broke a record. This was the highest amount of participant, and a lot of new games got announced. One of which, we've all heard it, Black Ops 7, and a lot of really solid games. A lot of really solid games seeing an announcement at Gamescom. So first question, any games that you guys are really excited for? And Atari, I'll start with you.
Okay. So 2. I still need to watch the Gamescom like opening first 2 hours or whatever, where they
Right.
did like a bunch of announcements.
It was long.
But there's a Lego Batman coming out. And I have one of my friends, a long like family friend, is a writer for it. And so a little extra tidbit, it kind of like I think it's been in the works for a while, and I saw the trailer and it just looks so like I'm so excited for it. It looks so good
It looks really
because
good.
after like we've had what, Suicide Squad that flopped, Gotham Knights flopped. So many Batman and DC titles have flopped over the last few years. And so I know, right? Because it's such a strong, solid, good franchise. They could
Right.
do so much with it. My dream would be to have like a Justice League Unlimited like type game. No, they're never gonna do it. That was one of the best shows, and they should have something based on that, but same. But, this Lego Batman game looks incredible. I
Yeah.
and it goes from, like, his, start all the way to, like, old Batman. I think it's gonna be so
Yeah.
good. The other one that I'm excited for, and I live and breathe and die for, and I thought about this ever since I finished the first game, Ghost of Yotei.
Come on.
Guys, I cannot wait. If I have to scrounge up every penny and every couch, my couch, all my friends' I don't care. I'm going to figure out how to buy that game and play it day one because it like from playing the first game, it was so iconic and so beautiful, and the story was so well done. The battle mechanics, like the fighting mechanics, were so different and really, really freaking cool. And seeing what they've done to enhance the game, they've done so much. They've added so many different weapons. They've given you more of a choice into how you want to play the game. They've added so many, I don't know, different facets, like being able to meet all of these like wandering travelers and just the way the game looks. How does it look even better? I don't know, but I'm just so excited. I'm so excited for Ghost of Yotei.
Yeah. You know what? You actually picked both of the ones that I was gonna say. I saw the trailer for Lego Batman and it looked so good. Like even just the fact that we're going from the beginning all the way through. And also I just love Lego games. I love how they integrate these like serious storylines into just this like really pleasant like fun experience. And for some reason, every time I get into a Lego game, I think, oh, this is just gonna be like the other one. They're all so different. And it's not just the storyline, it's the way that they put the details. It's the, I don't know, it's just the full experience. But also to your point, Ghost of Yotei looks amazing. Those visuals are stunning. I think that storyline is gonna be so sick.
Mhm.
But
I have
yeah.
a question about Ghost of
Yeah.
Yotei. So Ghost of Tsushima was PS5 only. Is Ghost of
Mm.
Yotei also PS5 only?
Hmm.
Hang on.
I assume
Good
it
question.
would be.
Let me change that.
Because I waited 2 years
Oh,
to play. Sorry, three, maybe 4 years to play Ghost of Tsushima because I refused to buy a PS5.
Mm.
it's
I played it
looking
on
like
PC, and so I'm just worried that Ghost of Yotei is going to have the same.
It looks like it's going to be.
it is.
Yeah.
I'm so sorry, Gallup.
I mean, I have to buy a PS5 anyway for GTA, so
The time is now.
Oh,
it
true. Yeah.
seems like that's
Might as well.
the move.
Yeah.
I know. Yeah,
All right.
okay. I have a question, and I'm gonna answer this question.
Yeah.
But off the piggybacking off of what you guys just said, how did y'all feel about? First of all, are you guys into scary games? I'm not, but are
Absolutely
you
not.
guys? No,
Mm.
I'm not. I'm not
Far.
into scary games, guys. I'm not into scary games
Uh-oh.
at all.
GDP is.
But
No, I
Oh.
enjoy watching people play scary games.
I'm not into scary games at all. But things might change because these motherfucking Resident Evil games.
Ooh,
know it's gonna be
what you
that one.
say, boy? What you say?
The Resident Evil Requiem, I'm probably saying Requiem looks fire.
Back up.
And Silent Hill F looks fire. I
Mm.
am such a chicken for any kind of horror game, especially horror games. I it's hard for me. But those were the two, and those were announced a while ago, but Gamescom, like, they showed more gameplay, especially Resident Evil. I was like, one, it's a true Resident Evil game, but it looks so good, and I get so sucked into like the story and the mystery behind everything.
Mhm.
You know what I mean? Like, it's hard for me to not, and I'm like you, GDP. I'll watch the Rad Brad play all the way through. Just because because his voice is so like friendly that it takes away from the scariness a little bit. It's like, okay, I'm with a friend and I'm just watching them play. But listen, man, if I'm streaming, like, listen, some of the best streams are horror or watching people play horror games because they're entertaining. The suspense is there. And again, same reason why we watch the Rad Brad is why somebody else would watch us play these games. So I'm like, if I'm streaming, I might have to play a horror game. So those are the two that I'm looking forward to. Also, Lego Batman looks
Yeah.
A1. I'm excited about that one as well. I'm also kind of geeked about Snake Eater. I don't know if you
Okay.
guys saw.
I
I don't know
didn't
if
see that one.
yeah, they remade Metal Gear Solid Metal Gear Solid Delta Snake Eater. So
Oh snap!
I'm kind of excited about that. That's a classic. Um yeah. There was a lot of cool things announced at Gamescom. I don't think this one was announced at Gamescom, but I think I said it on maybe one of my streams. I'm very excited, very very excited about Little Nightmares 3.
Yes.
That
Yes.
Never played
game is one of the best stories I've ever played in any game. Little Nightmares, the whole Little Nightmares series is one of the best stories I've ever played in any kind of game, aside from Inside. But Little Nightmares 3 is coming out, I think, like in September. And again, I don't think they announced it at Gamescom, but that game is going to be peak when it comes to story. I mean, it's like a platformer. It's like a side scrolling game, but like kind of implements some 3D elements. But it's all about the story, and it's like borderline scary. It's not like fully horror, but it's like a little.
I feel like it's creepy. Like I call it a creepy game.
It's a creepy game
because I don't do horror either, but I can do a creepy game. Like you said,
I've never played any of
Inside,
those.
Oh,
Little
dude.
Nightmares.
Honestly, I might marathon. See, I might marathon them.
See, when Atari shook her head, I got a little bit of hope about maybe wanting to play it, and then you mentioned creepy, and I was like,
no, I think you could do it. I think you could do it.
You gave me hope. I might try it.
Try it. I might marathon it soon when I get a chance to,
Cool.
because this again, it's worth like seeing the story all the way through. Like, it's really good. And then
The lore is deep.
the lore is super deep. It's really good. And then lastly, oh no, they did announce it at Gamescom. They released a new trailer. And then the last one is Forza Horizon 6 leaked a little bit.
At Gamescom.
Yeah.
Oh
so,
snap!
So I think like some info leaked on that. I don't know too much about it. I just saw a headline that it leaked some info. So that looks kind of cool. I like racing games and stuff like that every now and then. So yeah, those are the ones that I'm like, it's gonna be exciting next 12 months.
Okay, GDP. How about you? Any games that you're interested in?
Obviously Lego Batman, 100%, because it's literally Arkham. It's Arkham in Lego form. It's Arkham in Lego form. I fucking love the Arkham games. They were mwah, mwah, beautiful. Loved it. Now RE9, will I play it? No. Will I watch a friend play it? Yes. And you know what? I'm gonna give some props to RE9. You want to know why? They bringing back the third person as it should be. So you know what? W for that. Will I play it? No. But hey, you're doing it right. You're doing it right. Let's see. I guess one other one with me being the mech head would be that Daemon X Machina game, Titanic Scion. I was playing the demo for it recently. We can get some of like the movement and like camera movement mechanics tweaks some. Yeah, I'd be down to play that too.
Okay, so with all of the games being announced, one of my main question was events like Gamescoms and previewing all these different types of games. Have any, well, I guess you kind of answered the question already, GDP, but have any of the trailers ever inspired you to try something that is normally outside of your genre? Because I think just how you mentioned it with the Little Nightmares, and you said one that was similar to Mecha Break. I watched you play Mecha Break, and then I said, oh, this is kind of like interesting. Have any
Oh.
of the games ever inspired you to want to like step outside of your usual category? And
Yeah, all the time.
yeah.
Yeah.
All the time. Yeah.
Yeah, I would say that, and I think this is more related to your question, RJ, but I would say that like these events do a lot of the heavy lifting when it comes to like inspiring me to play something out of my comfort zone, because there's like hype around it. You know what I mean? Like it kind of the energy behind like these events kind of gets you like, oh man, like okay, like this does look kind of cool. You know, I'm learning more about it, so that gives me like more incentive to like dive into something new. As opposed to just me like scrolling through my like YouTube feed to see like what IGN posts, and then just being like, okay, like, you know, like it doesn't really, it's really easy to like scroll right past something. But when something is given like energy and something is given like attention and it's put on a pedestal, then yeah, of course I'm gonna like, you know, give it a shot. And they've been doing that with Resident Evil. So I'm like, yeah, I'm curious to check it out.
Okay. So final question. I did not hear any of you mention Black Ops 7, which was announced.
Are we doing this again? Are we doing this again? Hey, hey,
Which was
hey,
recently
Gallo,
announced
tag team
at
it. Tag team it.
Gamescom.
Let's get it. Hang on.
GDP, you got it.
Okay, I got it. All right, all right. Again, we talked about this actually right before stream, but I'm gonna say it again. No, no. All right, you're trying to be everything to everybody, and you ain't being anything for anybody. All right, you're trying to be this super advanced warfare, psychological horror, type thing that nobody wants. Nobody wants this. It's literally just a patch update. And what, you gonna do the same thing next year with Black Ops 8? No, there is no love. There is no love. All right, it's terrible. Let's transition to Gallo because he has a better answer.
It says Black Ops 7 equals doo doo.
That's insane.
Dog. And again, me and GDP were talking about this maybe before the camera started rolling, but you said it, bro. It's you're just making the same game for the 7th time. And it's confusing. We don't even play the campaign. So we can't keep up with all of the lore that's happening. So it doesn't like it just honestly we've gotten to a 7th. We've gotten to a 7th. A 7th. We don't need a 7th. Either give us a new story or just stop making the game altogether. But a 7th of the same story? Bro.
And I think that was the main question for Black Ops 7 is because it seems like they are steadily releasing one every year. And I shouts out to the consistency. We love to see consistency. I think that is a strong
No.
Hey, y'all
character
remember?
trait.
No. Not like
Love the
y'all remember
positivity
like
queen.
No.
Love the
No.
positivity queen.
No.
Do you remember? Remember that show Lost, where it just kept dragging on? It's like we thought
No
this was
spoilers.
over. We figured out the mystery. It's done. Oh wait, but just when you thought it was over, somebody got resurrected, but it was a simulation. And actually, he doesn't work for the CIA. He worked for the KGB. Like, bro, wrap it up. Let's wrap it up. We're done here. We're done with Black.
And I think that's the hard part with Call of Duty. I mean, with them being one of the primary, FPS games before anybody else got started, I feel like a lot of us expect more. We expect them to continue to innovate. We expect them to be creating. And it seemed like they've kind of reached this like stale point of just kind of replicating what worked and hoping that it will hit.
I have something to say. Why is it that studios like Play Dead, like studios like Rockstar can take their time, can take years making a game and then releasing it, and everybody loves it. But when we come to Call of Duty Studios, whatever the fuck, we need to release a game every year. No, Drake, you don't need to release we don't need to release an album every year.
It's food for neckbeards, right? I think that's what it is. Call of Duty is fast food for neckbeards, in my opinion. That's that's all I have to say on that. I don't know anything. I don't play the game.
2K syndrome. Rome said it best. All right. Look. Here's the reason why I say absolutely hell no, fuck that to this yearly thing. Why? It's literally just a patch update. All right. There's no creativity. There's nothing of that. You're just adding new shit. All right. You're pulling the Sims 4. No disrespect. You're pulling the Sims 4. All right. And we're talking about it. But even then still, Call of Duty. No, Battlefield has something that got me into it that Call of Duty has lost from me, and that's immersion. Like, you actually feel like you're part of it, right? You actually feel like you're down there, boots on the ground, in an actual war army thing. You feel your shots. You feel when you're moving around. You feel yourself trying to escape with the debris and everything. All right? You feel like you're actually in that summer gun. But Call of Duty be like, oh, hey, look, I got this cool Megaton blaster right here. You know, I got this Megatron 5000. I'm just going to blast it over here. Where's the immersion in that? Where? Just be a futuristic shooter at that point, okay? Like, no, it's not worth. Battlefield all day. I'm gonna say it. Battlefield all day.
And Call of Duty is that. Listen, Battlefield almost made the Call of Duty mistake when they tried 2042. They almost did, and then everybody said, "Stop this," and they said, "You're right." And they went back. They went back to the drawing board. They disappeared for like a few years. A few years, not even 10, a few. And they came back with something better. Call of Duty can just do that. Just take a break. Call it.
Please, actually make something that people are going to enjoy, right?
Call of Duty, more like Call It Booty.
Period. Black Ops, more like Black Nops.
What?
Black that. We'll get that. We'll get that in post. Cut that.
Where's the clip it button? I think I found it, guys. I think I got it.
Oh my god. Nops is crazy.
I need a record scratch just for that. I need a record scratch for that.
I'm just gonna type that in chat. Black Nops is crazy.
That's funny. That is funny. But no, Rome said it. Rome said something else that's a key point. It's something that I noticed when playing Battlefield 6 is that the community is absolutely horrid. I mean, asinine. It's probably one of the worst communities I've ever seen. And I'm talking about, I've been in FGC communities and all type of shit. Call of Duty, no. While I was playing Battlefield 6, all you do is hear them niggas. I'm seeing more chats on the side than I am actual players playing the game.
Yeah.
Why? First of all, it's a beta. Go in there, play the game, have some fun. Why is there going like, can we do this? Can we do that? You know, I was like, it's a objective-based mission. Play the fucking game and quit chatting. Being a damn chat warrior. So play the damn game. And nigga are bullshit. Oh my goodness. And then let me talk to big streamers. Let's not even talk about the big streamers. Lord have mercy. The amount of times the big streamers were complaining, saying, make it like Call of Duty. No! Do not make Call of Duty.
Don't make it like
Call of Duty. That's the whole point.
Go play Call of Duty for that shit.
Go play Call of Duty.
But they don't want to play Call of Duty. That's why they said it.
That's what they say.
This looks really good.
You don't want to play Call of Duty. Everybody else do Call of Duty. I mean, come on. What are you doing? That's the whole point.
Right.
That's the whole point. No, look, I am a non-shooter type gamer, but I promise you, I'll be playing Battlefield 6 before I ever play Call of Duty ever again. I promise you that. The instant I had a chance to download Battlefield 6, I was already on it. Like, I was right behind Gallup. I ain't even gonna lie, right behind him, and I was on it. I don't let me check my time. Let me check my time. Let me stop. But no.
So my final question, because I think Rome brought up a very good point about the community being so horrid on Call of Duty 7, and I think they tried to take steps to kind of curtail that they did like some bans and, kind of encouraging people to be careful with the way that they're chatting in order to prevent some of the like spammy, toxic toxicity on
Yep.
the platform. But I guess the question that I have now, do you think that with Call of Duty coming up and Battlefield 6 releasing, do you think that they are going to be in competition with each other, or do you think that one is going to beat out the other? But it seems like I
Battlefield
already
6
kind of
easily.
have your answer.
Battlefield 6 easily. Well, 100%. Especially with those who are, honestly, I'm going to say possibly the older crowd. I think the older crowd's probably going to like Battlefield 6 way more than they are going to be Call of Duty. Only because it's an actual boots on the ground game. And that's what. Go ahead.
21 Savage in Battlefield 6 or Snoop Dogg or fucking or home like bro or what you can
Nicki
play like
Minaj.
as bro.
Or something like that, you know? Like, why am I fighting Santa Claus on a battlefield? What?
And I think one of the hardest things for me, because again, I was a Call of Duty girl, like for the longest time. The reason I didn't pick up Apex when it dropped season 0, because I was Call of Duty main, And I think one of the things that was the strongest thing about them, they've kind of lost over time just because games like Fortnite come out and they have all these fancy skins. They have all this, for some reason, the community isn't as toxic. But I think one of the reasons that the Call of Duty community is so toxic is because they take the game seriously. And when you look at pro streamers, when you look at them talk, they're very toxic to each other because they're passionate. Granted, a lot of the racism, homophobia, we're not going to call that a part of the toxicity. That's a separate conversation. But I'm saying that to say one of the things that was so beautiful to me about Call of Duty was how not as realistic as Battlefield 6, but how realistic it was and the steps they took to make sure it was the first person shooter. And I feel like at some point along the way, they kind of lost it in essence to cater to so many different types of first person shooters. When they had it, it's kind of like the same conversation we had with Xbox. They were on their own pedestal and then they looked around and said, oh, I found it. Let's go with what they got down there. And it immediately dropped them down to, this kind of like watered down version of Call of Duty, which is now not authentic, which is now no longer Call of Duty. It's
Call of
Call of
Booty.
Black Ops, Call of Duty,
Do you remember do you remember the moment that started to happen where cuz Warzone was fun. That what dropped in like 2020, 2019, 2020. It was
Something like
fun. And then it was cool for a little bit. And then guess what happened with Call of Duty? Activision Blizzard. They got bought out.
Yeah.
They got bought out by Microsoft. And everything became very, very corporate. And very, very, how do we you have a Microsoft person. Somebody who's not even in games. You have a Microsoft person saying, how do we make our game more fun? I know. Snoop Dogg. People love Snoop Dogg. Oh, what's that song? What's that? This the guy who raps. Oh, he has 21 Savage. My kid loves him. Let's put him in the game. That'll get him going. Oh, I used to love Beavis and Butthead. Let's put them in Call of Duty. This is what happens. This is what happens when you put non-gamers in charge of games. This is what happens when you put people with no taste at the helm of making all of these calls. And this is why, and I'm surprised. I'm a little surprised that Battlefield got it right, but also I'm not too surprised because they've had, or EA's gotten Battlefield right. But I'm not too surprised because they've been able to keep Apex, a great game. You know what I mean? So
It's floating. It's floating.
Said the
It's
A
on.
word. You
n-
said the A
no,
word.
It's
but
on a.
Apex.
It's on a. What do you call it? Like a thin line.
It's on a thin line, but listen, it's been good
They
enough to the
holding.
point where I've been into it. You know what I mean? And I used to be very anti Apex, but I kept giving it a shot because I'm like, this still feels like a good game. I just need to get over my own shit, you know. So with Battlefield, it's clear that they are gamers first. They like the game. They care about the game first. Call of Duty it's a wash, guys. Like we're not going back. We're not going back.
Mhm.
I'm worried about. I'm worried. I'm worried about Gears E Day. I'm worried because again, Microsoft. Again, they've had Gears the entire time, but the way that Microsoft and Activision and Blizzard is kind of like taking care of Call of Duty and the way that they're treating that, I'm worried that they're gonna water down Gears as well, like in at least in the multiplayer. The campaign's going to be solid, but I don't know how they're going to treat the multiplayer and if they're going to try to keep it alive by throwing in, I don't know, Nicki Minaj fighting locusts. You know, I don't know.
I think one of my last questions, and then we'll probably wrap the podcast, is just what do you think is the difference between, because Lego is huge. Lego is a huge company, but it seems like no matter what game they put out, they really they speak to their community usually. I haven't really heard the community of people who play Lego games. And granted, it's not like competitive, it's not like a first person shooter. But why do you think that it is that Lego is able to kind of do the exact same thing, do it slightly different, always win, versus Call of Duty trying to do the same thing, do it slightly different, not winning? What do you think that the reason for that is? I know that was kind of like a
Go GDP. I want to know what you
Because Lego was never meant to be serious, and Call of Duty is trying to become the next Fortnite, and that shouldn't have happened.
A majority of the people who work for Lego, be it the actual Lego, the video games, they love the product. You know, they love Lego video games. Like to not to a fault, but like they love them. They love the product. They love what it means. There's they're invested in it more. Whereas I can't say the same. Like I said, Call of Duty is fast food. It feels like a job, you know, just a job, not like do you know what I mean?
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah.
That was going to be the exact point that I was going to make. I feel like lately, a lot of games, especially once they get acquired and, kind of like absorbed into these huge companies, to your exact point, it feels like somebody clocked in, made a game, put it out. Like it feels very like print it, ship it, send it, like, and that's it. And then it's like, okay, well, let's listen to the community on what they have to say. All right, let's take what they said, plug it in, good to go. I can clock out. And I don't know when it kind of got to that point, but I personally feel like that's killing the future of gaming. This whole concept of like, well, we know gaming makes money. We know if we make a game, we'll make money. Let's go make some money. As opposed to like how you mentioned, Atari, like the people at Lego are so passionate. I've been to Lego. You can feel the passion even just in the workers that they choose to work there. So the games, they exude that same amount of passion, whether it's Marvel, whether it's Batman, whether it's Lego DC, the villains when like every single game gets full attention. It gets a full kind of like scope to make sure that it's showing how passionate they are about the product. So I think that was the perfect point.
obviously the bigger issue is how much is kind of tied to the economy, right? Like when people are stressed for money and people are being greedy, right? Then everything becomes about money. There was a time when people weren't this stressed about money. Pre-pandemic, things were I won't say great, but things were better than
Yeah.
they were post-pandemic when it comes to the gaming industry. And you could feel that in all of the games because you could tell that people were making games that they liked making. You could tell that there was like some TLC in the games, and there was some innovation, and people were trying things. People weren't afraid to try new things, and some things hit, some things didn't. But the pushing the envelope forward was something that you could actually like look out for in whatever game that you liked to play. And again, I think we could all say that, like Call of Duty 2019, right? The like remake of the Modern Warfare, like that was a good game. It was really good. And that's
Yeah.
when Warzone came out, right? Everything after that has been downhill. And but again, it's because pre-pandemic things were pretty good, but now that everything is about money, capitalism is like the only thing that matters right now. How can I make money off of this? How can I make money? How can I feed my family? That's you could feel that in the games. There's like an element of like desperation there, and not like desperation and like I really want this game to be good. It's desperation and like I really hope that I make a buck off of this. And it's sad. It ruins. I mean, yeah, we've talked about it a lot, GDP, in terms of like art and just like things that are getting pushed out that have no love in it. It's Drake, it's
That's twice. That's twice, folks.
where's the love?
Yeah.
Instead of being like, look what we created for you, it's like, it's here, damn.
Look what I poured my heart and soul into versus it's here. And again, that's why there are those games though. There are those games like Lego Batman, all the Lego games, like you can tell they really like what they're making, and Little Nightmares, Play Dead games. I don't know when the next Play Dead game's gonna come out, but I can't wait.
One thing I do want to say, sorry.
Yes, please.
Yeah.
I mean, interrupt you about the Lego games. I think the thing that tipped the scale for me when it came to the Lego games is when they added voice acting.
Oh.
Because for the longest time, you're like,
oh my god, I forgot about that
for a while. But then when they hit voice acting and stuff like that, and really got creative with it, I was like, oh, wait a minute, this changed. I like this.
Oh my god, I forgot about that. They integrated that really nicely because I forgot about that. I was like, you mentioned it.
Like like
with the subtitles. Yeah. Do you know what? I did enjoy the not voice acted ones because they told the story. They had to get creative with how they told the story. But I will say that I do also enjoy the voice acting a lot, for sure.
Yeah, definitely. Okay, well, that looks like the end of the topics that we have for today. Does anybody have anything to say before we
hot takes? Hot takes?
Hot takes.
Atari?
Oh, we ain't got time. We ain't got time for that. Hold on. We ain't got time for that. Hold on. Hold on. We'll be in the third, like 3 hours.
We'll just have a highlight cam for
one hot take from Atari, and then we're out of here. One hot take from
Atari. Didn't you have like 3 hot takes? Atari also said fast food games, which Ultra quoted. Speaking about Call of Duty, so she also has one hot take for the day. No, Call of Duty Black Ops. So you have 2. You guys are 2 the hot take.
Call of Duty Black Ops is crazy. I love
any other hot takes before we wrap?
Sorry.
Yeah, the one. Okay. So this is my hot take. All movies should have bloopers at the end. All movies. I don't care what movie it is. Like, it can be the most serious drama. It could be a period piece. It could be a comedy. It could be
hold on.
Put them in horror films.
Hold on.
It could be a horror film.
Hold on.
A horror film.
That would be funny as shit. Please.
Hold on.
Okay, go ahead.
No, I have to. I'm just gonna say I disagree when it comes to horror films. Keep going.
Really?
I need it. If you don't want to watch it, then pause it or like leave the theater. But I need I need bloopers for everything.
It takes away from the point of a horror film.
Good.
That's why it's after the movie. It's the movie's
Yeah,
done.
but it's after the
movie's
movie. You know, once
done.
you, like kind of be like a simmer down type of deal. 'Cause, you know,
Get
some
the
people have
Right.
some sort
DVD.
of
Don't you want to see
like
Bloody Face
PTSD
going?
and horror from
Get
that
the
stuff. You know?
DVD. Get the behind the scenes shit. We're not gonna do that. We're not gonna
with
do
the
that.
extra.
Yeah, we're not
Oh,
gonna do
God.
that right after the scare. Like,
But what about Netflix? What about, because we're in the digital age where there's
Mm.
not really DVDs anymore to kind of like access
mean,
that stuff.
I mean, you could listen. Don't have it in. Okay, don't have it in like the main. Don't have it in like the main thing. Like, have it as like a separate episode, like as outtakes or something
Or like on
that.
socials or something to
Or
that
better
effect.
yet,
Yeah, bro.
after the end credits.
That's always like, no.
No, if it's on Netflix, there's like 5 seconds before it goes to something else. You can just wait till then.
Oh,
That
I'm
ruins-
I'm clicking on the main
Okay,
thing and I'm
why-
watching through the bloopers.
Why do you need to, why I get in
Because
other movies,
it's-
but
It's free anyway. There are bloopers. You know, it's not like you got to make extra content. They've already messed up a bunch. Just put them in there. Let
I'm
me have
saying
fun.
why do you want them in there?
For funsies.
Because I enjoy the art of acting and it's fun to see like behind the scenes, you know?
Like the
It's
So
humanness.
for a horror movie,
Yeah, the
for-
humanness.
so-
You want to see
so-
them break character. It's like an SNL. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
An SNL, you're waiting for them to break character because that's the best. That's the best sketches are when they break character.
I
Get us
agree.
involved.
I agree with everything except for horror movies because bloopers are funny. The
It's funnier.
antithesis of horror is comedy, except for apparently Weapons incorporated both of them very well, which I didn't know. But
And
I'm
Scary
never,
Movie. Don't forget
I'm
about
never
them.
gonna watch. I'm
Yeah,
never gonna
yeah.
watch it. Never gonna watch Weapons. But
Could you imagine like Chucky? Like
wait, hold on. Sorry,
and
wait,
he just
pause.
goes into the messing up and he's like,
Wait, time out. Wait, rewind. You said like Scary Movie, RJ. That is not a horror movie. That is 100%.
Gary's a
Somebody
parody.
got
comedy.
stabbed. You don't remember that? What about Cindy when she was talking to that little baby?
Nothing about the scary movies or scary.
Arigato teriyaki. You don't remember that?
Mitsubishi. Honda. I remember that shit. Oh,
That
man.
was funny. That was funny.
I will say that I agree I love bloopers, but after a horror movie, it takes away from the horror. It completely
No.
defeats
Jerome
the
you're
horror.
ruining
said-
everyone else's fun. Just get up and leave.
Rome
I
said,
agree with
so
that.
you telling me you don't
I
want to
have to
see
agree.
Michael Myers trip and fall?
I do, but not.
Period.
Why not? Listen, you go. Okay. You. That's crazy. But you go to a horror movie to be scared. That's
Mhm.
it.
Okay.
That's why anybody would go to a horror movie. This is why
Mhm.
I don't go to horror movies. Now, if I will say this: if they put bloopers at the end of horror movies, then all of us would start going to see horror movies. But guess who would stop seeing horror movies? The
real
people
horror.
that like horror movies. They'd be like, nah, it ruins the whole shit. You're
I
telling me
don't
that
agree. I don't agree.
They could
Oh,
just
because they
leave.
can
Why
leave
not?
early.
It's so easy to leave.
Why not GDP?
Not because you're only scared in the moment. After seeing
Right.
the bloopers, it's not going to take that moment away from you.
I get the bloopers are there for the people that don't want to be scared. I get it.
Oh, I think I just got what you're saying. I think I just got it. Because I think in my head I was thinking, well, they could just get up and leave. Because when you go outside, all of the horror kind of dissipates. But then if you put bloopers in the middle of that, also if you know that the bloopers are coming, it kind of forces you back into realism a good amount sooner than when you would have walked outside. I think I get what you're saying a little. I
The
still
thing
feel like
about
they should
horror-
put them, but
The thing that makes horror good is the tension. It's
in the
it's
immersion.
tension that keeps
But the
it
job
good.
is done.
When you
after.
put a blooper
Yeah.
in it dissipates. It dissipates completely. The tension is gone.
I
And
can see
that's
what you're
that
saying.
takes
You
away
know-
from the
you know what we
experience of
need?
going to see a
You know
horror
what we
movie.
need? For a topic like this, we actually need somebody who's a horror movie
Horror
enthusiast to
movie
actually
buff.
talk about this.
Yeah, no,
Yeah,
big
seriously,
facts.
like-
big facts.
That's fair.
Mhm.
I think
I'm
that'd be the
wi-
best way to answer that.
I'm
Like,
willing
would
to
it
put,
bother them?
I'm willing to put money on whoever it is. They're gonna hate bloopers at the end of a horror movie.
Okay,
At the
so
end
we're
of a horror
gonna-
movie?
We're
I'm gonna
gonna
take it to
post
the
it.
streets.
So yeah.
Yeah.
I need you guys to do a postable question. If you are a horror enthusiast,
I couldn't imagine a xenomorph just like sneezing. Sorry guys. Like, are you kidding me?
Well, considering that xenomorphs are usually animatronic anyway, so yeah,
And it just-
Those are people who just
Fire.
can't separate the art from
right,
you know what I'm
right.
saying?
And that would help. That would
So
help that. I think that would help to separate that. You know.
Imagine
Yeah.
the Demogorgon.
The
and he falls.
Demogorgon. Oh my gosh,
Please.
dog.
That would be.
He like
nutty.
hits the boom on his head and he's like, sorry guys. was my line.
I'm not gonna lie,
Kinda
it
like
does
Toy
sound
Story.
entertaining, but not right after the movie. Put it in the bonus DVD box.
Yeah.
set. Put it in the bonus DVD. No, we're not doing it right after the movie.
Not even like mid credits or in credits when everybody's like gone.
Like the one after the credits roll.
Yeah.
Okay, so Ultra said I love horror movies and watch tons. No, I don't want bloopers.
Boom.
Okay.
Boom.
Well,
I'll
too
tell you
bad. They're
Tell you what,
coming.
on the next episode of Nerd Limbs podcast, we'll have Ultra Norak talk about this thing. How about that?
Oh no, we do.
Yes.
We need a follow up on this.
We do
Ultra.
need-
Yes.
Yeah,
Hot
we need
take
to
part
follow.
two.
Yep.
Hey, you could. Hey, welcome to the hot seat.
Hey man, we all need to
Oh.
come. We all need to come with a
Oh,
hot
The
yeah.
spicy
take next
lemon. That's
time.
right. It's called spicy lemon. That's what it was.
Yeah.
Oh, spicy lemon. Yep, that's what it
Come
was.
on,
That's right.
Okay, so the question is, if you are a horror enthusiast, would you like to see bloopers at the end of movie credits, or would you rather them not be there at all? That is the question.
That is the
for
question.
Social. Dusty said, I'd be okay with horror bloopers on YouTube.
Thank you.
I
Not
can see that
after the
too.
movie. Not right after the
She
movie.
said that too.
Yeah, that too. I was
No,
expecting
no.
Crazy
That.
looking them up.
No,
I
not
like
that
No.
too. That.
¿Por qué no los dos?
¿Por qué?
Nada.
Está bien.
Nada.
Está
Nada.
bien,
No.
sí.
No. No.
No.
No.
Papi, no.
Hey, it's no problem. I'm saying.
Sorry.
no
No.
All right, guys. Well, that is going to conclude this episode of the Nerdy Lemons podcast. Please don't forget to follow all of our hosts. The button's working. Nope, that's the wrong button. Hold on. There we go. Please don't forget to follow all of our hosts. Today, RJ the Human, your host, GDP, Atari, and Gallup. Thank you guys for sitting with us, and thank you for hanging out. Never forget, Black Ops 7 is doo-doo according to Gallup.
Black
we hope
nut.
you guys have
Black
we hope you guys have an amazing evening, and we will see you next time.
Bye, guys.
See you later.
Bye.